warmth of a spirit and still stay fully in control. That's RK Zero Proof, a pioneer in the alcohol-free spirits category. RK delivers bold flavor and a real warming sensation with zero alcohol, zero sugar, zero carbs, and zero calories. Perfect for nights out, social gatherings, or anytime you want the experience of a drink without sacrificing tomorrow. Check it out at rkbeverages.com. That's ARKAY beverages.com. RK, all the flavor, none of the alcohol.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
And it is Rams Super Bowl champion DeMarco Farr, Sweet Tea, Travis Rogers.
I'm a chivato.
Let's do it. A special Friday edition of the DeMarco and Travis Afternoon Show live. ESPN LA loves the IE, and we continue it for another day. Live in the city of Claremont and Legends Attic. Beto Duran sitting in for the vacationing DeMarco. Travis and Beto. Eric Davis, Daryl Strawberry, Kevin Mitchell. We are live from Legends Attic. Find out more at legendsattic.com at the sports fans' ultimate dream destination. Legends Attic. Let's do it. Travis and Beto with producer Laura in Claremont, Legends Attic, a Friday afternoon right now.
Yeah.
Go.
The yeah is a little tamped down.
No.
It's a little tamped down. My goodness, if you're just kind of flipping us on, checking us out on YouTube or wherever you are, and you missed Crosstalk, some really bad news, Beto, when it comes to the Lakers and Luka Doncic, who left the game last night. This, according to Shams, Los Angeles Lakers star Luka Doncic is out indefinitely due to a left hamstring injury, sources tell ESPN. He will miss the remainder of the regular season, and his status is uncertain beyond that. Like, last night felt horrible enough, getting absolutely demolished by the best team in the league. That was bad enough. He leaves the game in the third quarter after having something go on in the second quarter. You could tell he wasn't quite right throughout any part of the third quarter, and now this is literally the worst news possible, that he could be down. He could be down for good, out indefinitely. Hopefully he comes back. Hopefully by the Lakers are still have games to play by the time he's ready to go.
Yeah, you keep saying hopefully,
Yeah.
and that is not a good sign as the season is winding
No.
down, because how good March was at 15-2, player of the month, the way that he was playing, heck, even having the MVP chance and trying to figure out, hey, can he actually sneak into the MVP first place votes? Can he get some of those? Now his regular season is done, and postgame yesterday was
grim.
That's a good one way to put
it.
Not just because of the Luka stuff, but just the way that they got beat up and smacked around.
They got killed.
Because the best team in the NBA, you know that OKC yesterday saw it and said, oh, okay, you guys were talking about Luka for MVP. Let me show you something. And OKC is reminding people that they're the defending champs. Yes, San Antonio's the hot thing right now, but look what we can do. And they play defense the entire time. And then my phone has been blowing up just like yours the last hour when Luka news came out. And you're looking at the schedule. All right, so the regular season is done for Luka. We got that. Indefinitely, if you look at a grade 2 strain. You got In-N-Out socks?
I do.
My man.
What do you think?
Smooth.
You like those?
Yeah.
If you're watching us on YouTube, little In-N-Out action right there.
I'm over here trying to be serious about Luka.
You didn't think I could get into this position either, did you? That I could lift my leg up.
Careful, your hammy might pop. That's how it works. But then you're looking at where the schedule is going to be at. The regular season is going to wind down. The Lakers, one of the good things about them not being in the play-in tournament, because they're not going to be in there, is the week of the 12th through the 18th. That's when the playoffs start on the 18th, right around there. That's a week off. So that's a game, no games. You have 1 week to recover. So if you're thinking, when can Luka possibly come back, it doesn't matter how much treatment you're going to get. It doesn't matter how much stem you're going to get. It doesn't matter how much massage you're going to get. A hamstring has to naturally heal on its own. You can't shoot it up and say, hey, let's go play.
Right.
Because you have to run.
You have to run and cut and jump and do maybe not as much jumping in Luka's case, but the rest of it, yes.
But you're doing something.
Yeah, for sure.
You're doing something. So if Lakers have to get through the first round without Luka, now it's wait a minute, you see OKC on Tuesday again at home, but OKC has to make sure that they keep San Antonio away.
Yep.
So it's not like they're going to mail it in.
No, they've got 5 games left. 2 of them are almost virtual L's, because of the opponent. 2 of them feel like very certain W's, and then you got the Golden State game that's kind of a toss-up at this point. I kind of want to separate what happened last night.
Yeah, there's a lot going on
into 2 separate things. I want to get to the chasm between those 2 teams that we saw yesterday.
Yep.
Oklahoma City had been up by 30 at the half 4 times this year, twice against the Lakers.
Yeah.
Okay, so they obviously show up when the Lakers are in town and do what they do. We'll talk about Austin Reeves really every Laker had a rough night last night, but we'll put that over there for a second. Let's start with this. Should he have been out there in the third quarter of that game?
I can see both sides of this argument. I'm not trying to be on the fence about this, but J.J. Redick said after the game that they asked the medical staff what we got, and he told the players, you guys have 6 minutes to try to cut into this lead. Mm-hmm. And I heard you saying during crosstalk, it's the best team in the NBA. But the NBA is also, here's a cliche, game of runs.
I know.
And the Lakers were so cold in the first half. Hey, give these guys an opportunity to punch at them. Also, I could see this where, hey, you don't want to roll over against a team that you might see in the playoffs and just say you're going to whimper against them. It's also that mental side of it where you're like, hey, OKC, yeah, you beat us up tonight, but we're going to go down with a fight.
Yep.
That's what you want to see.
I agree with all of those points.
And then I agree with you, too.
But the risk, the bet to make, right? Like if we're making a bet that, hey, maybe there's the 1 in 100 chance we come back against the best team in the league down 31. I don't like it, but okay. Hey, it's a game of runs. I understand it. Maybe they come out and they knock down 4 threes in a row, and a 30-point lead is all of a sudden it's an 18-point lead, and you're right back into it. Okay, fine. Had Luka not gotten hurt in the second quarter, okay, fine. Let's see what happens. I'm not saying, but you're so close to the playoffs. He's your best guy by a mile.
Yep.
He's the most important guy that you have going on your team, and I just don't think that the juice was worth the squeeze at that point. And I understand. Of course, Luka's going to say he wants to play. Of course, Luka's going to say that he wants to go out there. You want your athletes to say that. This is where somebody else needs to stand in front of him and say, you know what, we're taking the decision out of your hands, and we're going to sit you down, because the worst possible scenario is exactly what you got where your best player is out in doubt.
And he's been lingering the last couple weeks, too, with some things that, like, knickknacks have been bothering him, stuff like that. But when you're in Game 77 of the season, everybody has something lingering with them, something that's bothering them. And Luka is going to be on the floor no matter what. But Luka's also, he's had to sit out some games this season where he just,
with a hamstring, by the way.
Where games that he couldn't go. And you even heard the call from Ireland yesterday where on the broadcast when Luka pulled, he's like, that's what people in Dallas were saying, that the concern is the injury aspect of it. So Luka worked himself into great shape this season, per Luka standards, from where he was at, and you're wondering how much did it toll did that take to get him to this level? How many minutes has been playing, too? Because the Lakers haven't been blowing out teams, so you see something where he's playing 35, 38 minutes. It's all going to add up. It's the wear and tear of the regular season for it. That's why with OKC, SGA, people are like, oh, no, they've been blowing out teams. He hasn't played the fourth quarter much, if any, this season, and they've been playing really, really good, but it's just concerning now because Luka, it's his team. He's running the show, and he does whatever he wants.
It's literally the engine in the car. Yeah. Like can you get by with a spare tire? Maybe. Can you get by with one?
The little donut.
Right.
Bit? Yeah.
Can I get through with a crack in my windshield? Yeah, probably.
I mean, I still got it.
A tail light that's out. I'm good.
Hey, no problem.
You take the engine out of the car. It's like we're done here. Yeah. Look, they've got a Beto Duran mobile now, and it's just not going to work out.
And nobody wants to steal that hoopty, man.
Yeah, it's nice and safe because it's not going to win the race.
My other car, I used to just leave the keys in it, like the little bucket I have in my Civic.
Oh,
I just leave the keys in the seat. Somebody take it, please.
What are you, Keyshawn Johnson? Keyshawn used to do that, too. I'm like, they could just drive away.
Keyshawn had 8 cars, though.
Yeah, it was his Prius.
Yeah,
the nicest Prius I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, the 2004 Civic, please, somebody take it, whatever.
Yeah, this is just a gut punch. Like, look, it was going to be a pretty grim, day today. Just 18 turnovers, getting throttled by a team that just looked light years better than the Lakers did. It took a lot of wind out of the sails of that 15-2 month of March.
Heck, the first quarter, John and Michael, this game's done. They weren't even when the injury happened. They weren't even talking about the game because it was so out of control.
They were down 20 at the end of the first quarter. A buddy of mine texted me because they're going to lose by 80 tonight. I'm like, no. And then by the halftime, you're like, yeah, they might. And the final difference was 42 points.
Yep.
there wasn't any real response to it. I know that they kind of ran up the white flag as they got a little bit later into that game. I wish they would have done it sooner. But just the difference between what we saw, even when everybody was healthy and everybody, it's like, boy, oh boy, the gap between those two teams is real.
That was the message from OKC to the rest of the league. Like, okay, you guys think the Lakers are coming? Here's where we are. We are heads and shoulders above everybody else. It's right now, it's them and San Antonio. That's it. Like I was talking with you yesterday, like, I can see the Lakers make a run to the Western Conference Finals.
Sure.
Yesterday. Now?
Oh, stop. Look.
Now, Cinco de Mayo. Where are we going, Trav?
The hope is you find a way to turn back the clock for LeBron. LeBron can get you through the first round, and then Luka comes back and defies all medical hopes and looks like Luka Doncic.
But against who?
Exactly.
Are you going against Houston, Denver? I mean, Houston, Minnesota, Denver. Which matchup is going to be best for you?
Yeah,
that's going to be tough.
There's a whole lot of things going on there, and none of them are good. The only good one is what you mentioned, Beto, is that thank goodness they don't have to go to the play-in, so they get a week to kind of get off their feet, and Luka in particular, but it's really rough. We'll continue talking about the matchup. We'll talk about the gap, which is coming up. But we're here at Legends Attic today. Love coming out to Legends Attic, and one of the reasons why is we get to talk to Dave Hobrecht and his amazing art. He's going to join us here in a little bit. Eddie Alizadeh, of course, this is his joint. He's the one that has us out here as often as he does. Cannot wait to talk to both of those guys. We got Eric Davis coming up. We got Daryl Strawberry coming up. We got Kevin Mitchell coming up. It's a great day here at Legends Attic in Claremont. If you're around, come on through and see what we got going here today. Also, Lakers fans, you can pull up, join ESPN LA for a Lakers watch party Tuesday, April 7th at 7 p.m. at Kelsey's inside the Pechanga Resort Casino in Temecula. Watch the game surrounded by fans, enjoy raffles, giveaways, photo ops, and your shot at Laker playoff tickets. Spots are limited, so reserve yours right now at ESPNLA.com. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino, the official Native American resort and casino of the Los Angeles Lakers. Eddie and Dave join us live from Legends Attic coming up next. Beto's in for DeMarco. It's DeMarco and Travis, ESPN LA.
5 clean sheets in 5 MLS matches. A defense that refuses to break.
Save Lloris on the dive! He tipped it over! Oh, what a save from Hugo Lloris!
The black and gold stand alone at the top of the West. And now, a new challenger steps into BMO Stadium. LAFC hosts Orlando City SC. And downtown LA is ready.
BMO Stadium is absolutely rocking!
Pre-game gets going tomorrow at 6 p.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app. Looking for paint that actually lasts? Vista Paint delivers expert quality, rich color, and pro-trusted durability, backed by over 60 years of experience. From your home to your next big project, we've got you covered. Vista Paint, since 1956.
Hey LA, it's Beto Duran. Head to Northridge Toyota and Wondrey Toyota today and drive off in a brand new, beautiful 2026 Toyota Tacoma SR5 for just $209 a month on a 36-month lease. $209 for a Tacoma? You already know it's got to be Northridge and Wondrey Toyota. Your trade-in is your down payment. It's a limited time offer. Nobody's going to take care of you like my guys at Wondrey's and Northridge Toyota.
2026 Toyota Tacoma SR5 iForce 2.4-cylinder turbo 5-foot bed, double cab 4x2 RWD model. MSRP $40,628. Base 10,000 miles per year and excludes tax, title, license, and dollar fees.
The Loan Exchange is proud to introduce the Free Closer, a jumbo 30-year fixed loan up to $3 million. With no closing costs, you could save around $40,000 in fees like points and appraisals that many lenders charge on a $2 million loan. Today's 30-year Free Closer rate is 5.875% rate and APR. That makes refinancing simple. The only question is whether it lowers your payment without increasing your balance. And if rates drop again, you can do it again and save even more. Today's 30-year Free Closer rate is 5.875% rate and APR. If your mortgage rate is over 6%, it's a total no-brainer. Why pay to close a loan when you can exchange it for free at theloanexchange.com? NMLS 1637539. Loan subject to credit approval. See website for licensing information, loan terms and conditions. Equal housing lender. That's theloanexchange.com. Theloanexchange.com to exchange higher payments for lower ones.
The LPGA Tour returns to Los Angeles for the JM Eagle LA Championship, presented by Plas Pro, April 16th through the 19th at El Caballero Country Club. Come watch 144 of the world's best female golfers, including LPGA Major Champion Hannah Green and 2025 champion Ingrid Lindblad. First responders, military, and kids under 17 get in free. It's more than just a golf tournament. Get your tickets today at jmeaglelachampionship.com.
It's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of Los Angeles is offering up to 25% off windows and doors and 0% financing for 24 months. Some restrictions may apply. See store for details. Offer ends April 30th, 2026.
Empower. Ellie here is getting the sleeve she's always dreamed of. She worked with Empower and planned for her next move, so she got good at money. Now she can be a little bad. Oh, by the way, you spelled journey wrong. No worries. She can afford the cover-up, too. Ooh, check out my tat. It says, invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
This is the afternoon show with DeMarco and Travis.
Have you slept in silk pajamas yet?
No.
Try it.
Really?
You'll be like, what was I thinking?
Really?
Yeah.
You are hanging out with the Rams Super Bowl champ and Sweet Tea.
You guys like silk, right? No?
Back to the guys.
Legends Attic in Claremont. We get to come out here a few times a year. It is always an incredible day. Today, no exception at all. We got Daryl Strawberry coming up in a little bit. We've got Eric Davis coming up in a little bit. Two LA legends, Kevin Mitchell, the 1989 National League Most Valuable Player, the man with the barehanded catch. He's coming up in a little bit. Dave Hobrecht, his incredible artist, is going to join us as well. But right now, the man that makes it all happen, Eddie, I'm not used to seeing you without Oral typically, so this is very exciting. Oral is on the road. He called the Dodger-Nats game this morning. Eddie Alazade having us out here. Thank you very much, and you're flying solo today.
I am, and thank you guys for coming out and making this. I mean, geez, the last 24 hours has been amazing until this freaking news hit.
Oh, boy.
Man. I mean, unbelievable. I can't even believe. But then I heard you guys say it's regular season, and so I'm like, I think we earned enough equity where we're going to get there, but now it's just going to be a harder road.
You'll be in the first round. We'll see what's going on.
There you
go. Just get to the dance. That's what you want to do.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Eddie, you are one of the biggest LA sports fans that I know. We've talked about, we've gone to Laker games, we've gone to Dodger games, we talk about all this stuff, and that Luka news is just brutal. It's just, I mean, the word indefinitely is always scary, but when you hear the word indefinitely with 5 games left in the regular season, that's just a gut punch.
Yeah, it is. It is exactly right. And I got a bigger gut, so it hurts. It hurts. There's no doubt about it.
La panza hurts. La panza.
That's right. That's right. But you know what? Now LeBron's going to say, hey, it's my team again. Let's go.
Yeah,
go.
Hopefully so. So you and I didn't get a chance to run into each other yesterday, but you were out at the Tower Buzzers opener. What'd you think? I mean, what an incredible ballpark.
I mean, I was hanging out with Eric Davis, Daryl Strawberry, Mickey Hatcher, Joe Kelly, Sean Green, Rick Dempsey, all these guys, and the whole time they're sitting there and they're talking about their minor league ballparks, and they're saying this is not a single-A ballpark. And, I mean, every corner and every detail, give the tribute to Alan Benavides, who I think somewhere on campus here, but, like, unbelievable ballpark. And, I mean, it's the success in Ontario, to have it there and the support in that in the IE, I think it's a home run.
They've done a great job building up the buzz for it.
Oh, my
no pun
gosh,
intended. Because the last year when the social media got going, you know, Adam Serrano's a good friend of mine. He's been running a lot of the socials. He's like, Beto, look what we're going to be doing. Like, this is cool, the idea of what you have. But the pictures that you had of all the Dodger legends there. I mean, Jaime out there.
Fernando Mural.
Fernando Mural. That's fantastic. All that stuff. But it's, I mean, I'm from Carson, so when I remember hearing Ontario as a little kid, I'm like, where the heck is that? Now it's such a big metropolis. It's so huge. Because remember when Cucamonga got built? The stadium? It was like,
huge.
I was like, oh my, now that's antiquated compared to Ontario.
Oh, my gosh.
And it's just fantastic. But I'm pretty sure some of these guys, the stories must have had, we didn't have running water in our day.
Oh, my
we
gosh.
didn't have food. Look at this, what they got.
Hey, look, I went through, when I played baseball in the Jayhawk League between my sophomore and junior year of college, we would go through and we'd play in a lot of these minor league ballparks in the middle. They were barely of high school quality, barely, and some of them less.
Wooden bleachers.
Wooden bleachers, weeds in the outfield, you know, not enough dirt around the bases, and you go to this thing, and it looks like somebody hit Dodger Stadium with a little shrink ray. It looks that good along the way.
Imagine getting called up. You're excited to go to Oklahoma City, and you just walk into that AAA park, and you're going to be like, oh, man, you guys need to
demoted.
Step up your game.
That's right, a little bit.
Step up your
bit.
game,
Yeah, exactly.
OKC.
Yeah, the pictures look great on Instagram because there was so many people out there. It just looked packed. And one thing that I liked was you saw nothing but families, right? On the Instagram. Again, it was just nothing but families. And, Dodger games are expensive. Laker games are expensive. A minor league game is still quality and an opportunity to see future stars.
I'd be crazy to say that our success here at Legends Attic is, based on the amazing team that I have, but it's really, it's Oral Hershiser's brand, right? Yeah. And so the fact that we're considered the edge of IE, and we have IE come out here, and that's the biggest comment we get is thank you for doing this out here. They are thirsting for a taste of this World Championship dynasty, right? So now to put it out there in the actual IE next to the airport, we have a Legends Attic there at the stadium. I mean, the crowd was crazy. Awesome. It was unbelievable, and we were ecstatic. I mean, it's so exciting, and we're only past game one.
Eddie, you mentioned you've got a Legends Attic location at ONT Field. We're at the home base Legends Attic. There is a House Rules at Hollywood Park Casino, which is part of your universe as well.
That's so cool.
Where does it end? How many more Legends Attic should we be looking for?
Listen, the dream is to have a player-backed Legends Attic franchised across the country.
Wow.
And then last night I had some great meetings. I mean, Hobrecht and I were in the back of Suburban getting stories that probably can never make the air from guys like Sean Green, Eric Davis, and Daryl Strawberry. And then, of course, I'm a business guy. So at the end of the day, it's like, hey, we should do it. Daryl lives in St. Louis. Eric lives in Arizona. So we were like
it could be
talking
done.
about it. Yeah, and they're all World Series champions. So for me, it's like, let's go. So, yeah, sky's the limit.
All right, so what's inside the day that's new? I know Eric Davis is in there. We're going to talk to him a little bit. But, going around, you've seen some of the things. I'm looking at the Lambeau one right now.
Oh, yeah.
You would think that, Oral, you're thinking only baseball. But it's everything here.
It's everything. We got movie memorabilia, football, baseball. We're working on a deal with Julio Cesar Chavez to come through.
Oh, yeah?
And we just did a –
Beto, you got to come for that one.
Well, I'll bring him.
Yeah.
I know his driver.
Yeah, we just did an event at the Intuit Dome, and we had UFC fighters. So, we're really kind of expanding. The only thing we haven't tapped into yet is Pokemon, which I know is super huge. But maybe Mackenzie in the back is going to educate us about that.
Pokemon is a whole other
we got to have it. Yeah, exactly.
We have a baseball group chat of real baseball guys, and there's one guy in there, Jesse, who's an executive at Nike. Yeah. And all he ever does is send us memes about this Pokemon and how much he's grading this is. I'm like, dude, you're 50 years old. He's like, you don't understand how much money.
They're like Bitcoins.
You don't understand. He's like, I can pay for college with some of these
Of
cards.
course he can. Yeah. Of course he can.
Jesse's a little weirdo, too, but hey, he's all right. And a listener.
Yeah.
Eddie Alizadeh is the owner here of Legends Attic. You said a second ago, you're a business guy. You've hooked up with Oral. You brought me into your universe out at Rotolo Chevrolet. You guys got your new store, Hershiser Chevrolet in Chino. You got your shirt right there.
Wait a minute.
So, yeah. Look at that.
That's right.
How much do you think the success of what the Tower Buzzers are about to do is because it's a Dodger affiliate? Just that association that literally it could be an Angel, it could be a Padre, it could be a Mariners, it could be just about anything else. But if it's the Dodgers being out the ballpark yesterday, a lot of Buzzers gear, but there was more Dodger gear.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what it is. I mean, I know that some of the players that I've talked to, they said, look, there's a reason why I signed on my last year with the Lakers, right? When you're part of a championship team, it makes careers. All these guys like Wilbon and stuff that covered Chicago Bulls, I mean, their careers are based on this, right? And Legends Attic is popular, let's face it. We have a little Angel piece, but the whole place is Dodgers. So for us, yes, I mean, that the success of that team and the dynasty it's become, as polarizing it is, good or bad, whether you're on the Dodgers side of it or the other side of it, it's good for everything. Good for business, good for so yes, I mean, that is a huge, huge thing. And when they started talking about Tower Buzzers 3 years ago, I mean, you just hit the home run. You hit the Apple stock. You hit the Starbucks stock, right? Like, so it's just it's awesome.
When you're associated with that brand, it's completely different. Because I think Travis and I were talking about that back in our day when you're young. You would know where all the Dodger affiliates were.
Oh, sure.
So you knew that it was Albuquerque, San Antonio, right? You just knew where they were going to be at.
Yep.
And then you're like, what about the Angels and the Padres? I don't know. But you knew where the Dodger affiliates were. Same thing now, Ontario.
They're different.
But you still know this about the Dodgers.
Oh, yeah.
You know Tulsa.
Yep.
Right? We know OKC, and now you know Ontario.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
So we're out here today. You said that you were with the guys last night. We're going to talk to Daryl and Eric Davis and those guys. I know that I don't want to spoil what we're going to talk to these guys about, but you and I were in this room right behind us right here. The last time I was out here, Pedro Martinez came out, and Ramon was here as well.
Oh, that Sunday you were out
here?
Yeah,
and Ramon and Pedro and Oral were having a conversation, reminiscing about their Dodger days, and Eddie and I were just sitting there listening to this with our jaws hanging open.
Wow.
listening to all these. Was it like that for you again last night?
Yeah, I mean, last night was, because those guys had some time to loosen up. They were reminiscing about their and the theme was right. It was minor leagues, so that's all they talked about yesterday. And I'm looking at Dave, and he's smiling over here because the stories we heard about the minor leagues and Steve Sachs, geez, man, he was telling us some stuff, and I was like, what? And so, stories you just can't believe that you think, oh, that's a movie. Because I think one of the questions I asked them, I was like, how close is the minor leagues to, like, the Bull Durham movie? And they said it could be more risque, and it could be the other side. So then that's when the stories kind of rolled out, and then I was like, I just asked the golden question because we got all the stories. It was pretty sweet.
That's like Ron Shelton played in the minors.
Oh,
That's why
yeah.
he gets away with it.
He knows it.
The stories always said he had to scale some of it back.
Yeah, turn some of it up, turn a little bit of the other one down.
Hit the bull, get a steak.
All right, last one before we let you go, Eddie, and thanks again for having us out here.
Yes, sir.
Do you wear the Fernando jersey every time I come out here just to get under my skin a little bit?
No, I should, but I got to tell you. So I was making a joke. Like, this is the first time Oral's not hosting this event. And if he's probably listening right now because he had the game earlier today, and he always hosts the guys. And so, and I always wear his jersey. But, I grew up, Fernando was my guy.
Come on now.
I'm half Mexican. And so for me,
that's
it. That's my guy. But yes, you did punch, Fernando in the stomach.
Wasn't my greatest day.
But it happened.
What are you going to do, Jeff?
And, it's
wasn't my greatest day.
It wasn't.
At least I got to meet him, which was nice. I just embarrassed myself in the process. But
you're not the only one.
Yeah.
Nobody bats 1,000.
Well, I had 3 posters on my wall growing up, and it was Daryl Strawberry, Oral Hershiser, and Fernando Valenzuela. And now I get to be, a part of this, and it's just such a blessing. And then I'm here, and you guys are here. It's the greatest day.
And
so
this jersey is the best one, too.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
Well, it's got the details, which we'll talk about in a second with Dave Hobrecht. It's got the white around the letters on the back.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
Exactly. That's the way it's supposed to be. Eddie, thank you again so much for having us out.
Guys.
Always
Appreciate
a pleasure. Really enjoy it.
You.
We're going to come back. We're going to talk a little with Dave Hobrecht. We'll get into some of the details on those uniforms. We'll get you closer we got Angels baseball coming up at the end of the night tonight. And Beto, we still got to talk about the Lakers and what happened to them last night. And at some point, we should probably talk about the Dodgers. They finally hit some. They got some hits today. That was fun.
Game 6, you're concerned, not Trev?
Not concerned, but it was just nice to see them hit 5 home runs today. Basically, all of the guys that you think can hit home runs, they all hit home runs last night. So we'll do all of that. Dave is going to join us coming up next. Right now, LAFC is back at BMO Stadium tomorrow night. Catch the BMO countdown to kickoff at 3 o'clock on ESPN LA, 7:10 a.m. Then stick around as LAFC takes on Orlando City SC with pregame coverage at 6 o'clock and kickoff at 6:30, streaming live on the ESPN LA app, home of LAFC. Beto is in for DeMarco. We are here at Legends Attic in Claremont. Lots more to get to. ESPN LA.
Mornings in LA start with Sedano and Cap.
What was the guy's name from Greece? Somebody will get it. Jeff Conway? That I don't know. Because even if you say the right name, I don't know if it's the right name.
Why would you bring it up? Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN LA.
Andy.
Andy Kaufman.
Andy Kaufman.
Yeah, Andy Kaufman.
Right,
Yeah,
Andy
yeah.
Kaufman. But there's one other guy. He was in Greece.
He was not in Greece, Andy Kaufman.
No. Kanicki. It was Kanicki.
That's Jeff Conway.
Oh, then yes, you're right, Jorge. You're right, Jorge.
Aren't you guys going to be making that for Passover? The Kanickis?
The Kanickis? We're going to have a lot of good Kanickis. Dip them in applesauce.
You didn't think
amazing.
he knew what he was talking about?
Well, I didn't know.
He did it.
The answer was right or wrong.
Yeah, it was just because it was Briones?
You think I'm watching novelas?
You think he was just watching Topacio?
I thought you were watching Chicas Caliente.
Sábado Gigante only for me.
Sábado Gigante?
Mimo.
Meanwhile,
He was watching Walter Mercado.
you can follow
Mucho amor.
The Morning Show with Sedano and Cap. Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN Los Angeles.
If relaxation were a job, I'd be Employee of the Month. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Eddie Griffin brings a laugh riot of raw, unfiltered hilarity exclusively to Morongo, April 17th.
Number 2.
Easter brunch at the marketplace. We'll have you hopping back for seconds, thirds, and fourths.
And the number 1 reason.
Our Thursday Poolside Tribute Band concert series continues. Urban Legend, playing the songs of Keith Urban, April 9th.
Morongo, good times.
Hey everybody, it's Cap. Are you downsizing or inheriting a home? Want to cash in on your equity? Call Sellers Advantage. They buy homes as is with no costly repairs or commissions. Get a competitive cash offer and close in days or on your timeline. Sellers Advantage has over 20 years of experience and even offers a $20,000 advance for moving expenses. Call 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com for your no obligation offer.
Don't worry, sell happy with
with Seller's Advantage. Providence Realty, DRE number 019-15-21-2.
Harry Douglas here to tell you about Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy. It tastes just like the best birthday cake ever. Vanilla, buttery, frosting vibes. It's basically a party in a bottle. And here's the best part. All cake, no sugar. And you know I love my cake. So I get that big birthday energy without any sugar guilt. The bottle's small, easy to toss in my bag, and perfect when I need a quick, tasty caffeine boost to cakeify my day. The Funfetti flavor is back on 5hourenergy.com or Amazon. Crack open a Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy shot today. Harry Douglas here. Game day brings the excitement. Your stay should feel just as memorable. With Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA and U.S. Soccer, you're connected to a portfolio of brands designed for how you travel. Some offer complimentary breakfast, others give you room to spread out, space to stay productive, or extended stay comforts. So whether you're a traveling fan or part of the team, Marriott Bonvoy celebrates the moments that live on before and after the game. Marriott Bonvoy, where game day checks in.
It's DeMarco Farr and Travis Rogers.
Right.
Just I.
Right.
All right.
Right. It was cool.
By the way, I think that's the first time I ever said I.
Afternoons with DeMarco and Travis rolls on.
Did I get it out in one piece?
Yeah,
I
you did good. You did good. Back to the guys.
Attic in Claremont. Beto is in for DeMarco, who I believe is in the woods somewhere with his daughter. Yeah, he's chaperoning some camping trip or something somewhere.
Spring break time.
I guess so. I kind of like picturing him in like some crummy dorm in the middle of the woods. That puts a smile on my face.
Nah, he's going fancy. He's going bougie.
No, he said he wasn't. He said
really?
They were going cots on the ground.
No, that's
what
bad
he said.
for the back.
That's what he said.
No,
he's game for it.
He's too rich for that. There's no need.
Well, maybe you want to slum it once in a while.
No.
We're here at Legends Attic, like I mentioned. Daryl Strawberry's coming up. Eric Davis is coming up. Kevin Mitchell is coming up. We're going to talk to those guys. But right now, we're going to speak with Dave Hobrecht, who we've spoken to many times before. Dave, of course, is an incredible artist. A number of his work hangs here at Legends Attic. He's also the man responsible for all of the art in the All-Time Dodgers book, which is an amazing compilation of all of these incredible Dodger memories and original works of art. Dave, it's always good to see you. Thanks for having us back out.
Oh, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So this is an important question, and when I saw them today, I've been waiting to ask you this all day. You and I have had this conversation many, many times about how, and Beto knows this about me too, I obsess about uniforms and the little details in them. And what makes a Oral Hershiser jersey different than a Shohei Ohtani jersey? There are little patches. There are different outlines on different things. Have you scoped the new Dodger blue jerseys, and how are you going to make those look the right way when you go to do it? Because you work in black and white, and now all of a sudden we have a blue jersey.
Yeah, I'm late to the game on that, but I was looking heavy this morning.
Okay.
I was painting this morning. I was finishing up a couple of the pieces for today with Strawberry and Davis, and I was like, took a little break, and I started looking at them. They're really cool. Dark's nice. I like that. It's good shadow, so I'm loving it, yeah.
Did you like them?
I dig them.
Beto, did you like them?
I like the fact that it says Los Angeles on there.
Yeah.
I always love the fact when they have the city name when they're on the road to let people know who you are. Cause, there was always Dodgers on both uniforms, but the Los Angeles, that script is always just beautiful the way it looks. I'm not really a hardcore traditionalist. I like when they mix some things up.
Yeah.
Certain teams are never going to do it right, but the Dodgers always do it right. And this one came out perfect.
I was very reluctant to, because I am a little bit more of a traditionalist when it comes to uniforms. Like on the road, we wear gray uniforms. At home, we wear white uniforms. And you don't do one color of a jersey, a different color pants.
Yeah.
But these look great.
Yeah, I thought they looked great.
Yeah,
I
they
love
look
it.
fantastic. So what are you working on today?
Today we have a couple. We're going to do some splatters over there.
Okay.
We did Eric Davis. I did put him on the Reds, and then since we did a Dodger Strawberry, I'd have a Met Strawberry over there. So we're going to do a splatter painting today. So they look pretty good.
Is that what that is? That setup over there?
Yeah. So that's what they dip. We dip baseballs in black, white, and gray paint, and then the guys hum them at that. I have the painting covered so it doesn't hit the painting, and then they basically paint the background, and I do the foreground.
Beautiful.
And I was late. I was doing stitches this morning.
Oh, okay.
On patches.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do it. I ran out of time. So you might go, you're lagging on this one.
I'll see if you're slacking off or not.
Oh, yeah. I'm totally slacking.
What a slacker over here.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I started doing them. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I've been up forever because we went to the game last night, and I was up forever. But they look good. They're fun. They're fun.
So the Masters is coming up next week.
Yes.
Can we talk about what I think I'm going to ask you, or can we let the cat out of the bag on that?
That one's still
okay.
That one's still
all right,
going.
we'll punt on that one. Just think.
There's some other good ones though.
Okay, what do you got?
I can share you.
What do you got?
So, dream job for me or dream weekend. I'm painting live at the Hall, which is cool. The Hall of Fame.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, in May, which is fun. So
Really?
yeah, going out there for the military game.
Okay.
I'm a live paint right in the Hall of Fame, which is crazy.
That's awesome.
So we're doing 4
Have you
paintings.
been there before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I went there and you go with the family and it's unbelievable. My son was there and everything. But then they're done, but you want to go back in.
Yes.
You know, but you can't because they're like, oh, let's get lunch. I'm like,
Right.
no.
It's only one straight, man. Come
Let's
on,
stay
man.
in there. You know?
We'll get the pizza and come back.
Beto, have you been?
Yeah, remember a couple years ago I brought you back.
Oh, that's right. You brought me the pint glass.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you got to get to the vault. Okay, I'm going to connect you with Josh Rawitch, who's the president of the Hall of Fame. He used to work for the Dodgers. He was the PR guy.
Yeah.
Oro knows him. He's fantastic. Anytime anybody comes from L.A., he's like, give me enough notice, and we'll try to get you down to the vault.
Oh, that's great.
And that's where I couldn't go because I had to get there super early, and I had a meeting out there, but he's fantastic. We'll connect you with him.
Is it a side building where they have all that stuff?
Underneath.
Underneath. It's huge?
I don't know. I never went.
It's like the Bat Cave?
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
Because Cooperstown have those tournaments for the kids, so a lot of the players are coaching their kids, and he'll connect with the player, and they'll have stuff that they've donated. So a lot of times the guys are like, here's what I donated to the Hall of Fame, and the kids are like, you played? Like, the kids won't know that guy played in the major leagues. Like, yeah, there's my stuff in here. Yeah, that's awesome. That's a great experience.
So that one's a good one. And then Mike and I are going to go to a 3-city tour. We're going to see all the different museums. We're going to Jackie Robinson Museum. We're going to go back and talk to Bob Kendrick at the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum.
Oh, awesome.
Beautiful.
And then we're going to Pittsburgh, which I've never been to the stadium, but we're releasing a Roberto Clemente at that museum on the 17th, which is his first day. So although I want to talk about that other thing, that's coming up hot.
That's why I asked. That's why
we're just patrons here, okay?
Yeah, that's right. We're just
we're
waiting.
not fans. We're patrons.
No, and it's never a sand trap. It's a bunker.
Yes.
and no running allowed along the
It's
way.
the second 9.
So, your book, the All-Time Dodger book, has had first edition. You're having a second edition. What's new from the second one from the first one?
Well, it's funny. So we finished that book. It was perfect. I loved it. It turned out great. I was really proud of it. And as soon as we finished it and we got him in, they signed Shohei.
That'll change some things.
Yeah, that changes some stuff. But the cool thing about it, like the business model is that we come out with a new edition every 3 to 5 years because there's going to be new moments and new all-time Dodgers and stuff. So the crazy thing about that, in these couple years, the amount of moments, it's out of control. So we have 6 new sections, like 14 new paintings. You got stuff like, of course, Shohei, Yamamoto. You have the Freddie Grand Slam.
Oh, yeah.
You got Curse 3000. We lost Fernando. So there's a lot of fun things. And then what we did was, which I'm really excited about, is I love viewpoints and different viewpoints. So we did recruit some other writers to participate. So we have new people coming on to write some of the passages. So it's really cool.
That's awesome. You just talk about the showcase of Shohei to where it's at. It's only been a couple of years.
I know.
Right?
Great.
Normally, organizations are like, we don't need a volume 2. We don't need a volume 3. Just what's happened in the last couple of years. Last season alone is a book.
It's unbelievable.
So
all the different.
That's why you don't
moments and
sleep.
stuff.
See, Travis, he doesn't sleep because of this.
Well, that's why he left the stitches off the painting over there.
That and 4 kids.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, minor details.
With
Minor
Ohtani,
details.
like give me your artist's eye when you're deciding how you want to depict Ohtani, because your art, Dave, for people that maybe have not seen it, it's not like you see a photograph and you recreate it. You're kind of putting your own unique perspective.
Yes.
Like one of my favorite pieces of yours is that famous catch that Willie Mays makes in the Polo Grounds, and we all see it from that kind of center field or behind home plate camera or over the shoulder, and he turns around and throws it in. You kind of have the painting kind of like if you were in the right field corner watching him go down.
Different angle.
And it's an incredibly unique way to kind of capture an iconic moment. When you're thinking about somebody like Ohtani, take me inside your own head and how you want to make that look.
Again, it's what you're saying. It's like viewpoints, storytelling, and whatnot. And Ohtani's unbelievable. But a sneak peek of one of the paintings that are in there is I wanted to show. It's called Diamonds from the East, and it's not just Ohtani. Yamamoto's in there, Nomo's in there, Kenta's in there, Yu Darvish is in there, and they're all in the bullpen warming up. It's pretty cool. So that was like a story showing all those guys hanging out and throwing in BP or throwing in the bullpen. So I just trying to get different looks and stuff so we could keep it fresh and not the same thing. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, where does this inspiration? How did you get started? Like, these artists always are different people.
Oh, yeah.
Different mind. But how did you get into the baseball part?
It's just they say paint what you love or you're going to get bored. So my 2 favorite sports were baseball and surfing. That's what I did growing up. I painted like every sport now, but if I could, I would stay in those lanes and I would push to baseball. There's just so many stories to tell and so many paintings to do. You could never run out. And there's like last 2 years, like I could paint forever with those. So so it's fun. So just paint what you love, and then they turn out all right.
Fantastic. All right, last one before we let you go. We're talking with Dave Hobrecht, the artist here at Legends Attic. Maybe this is asking you to, like, pick your favorite kid, but do you have a favorite piece that you've made that, like, this is the one that maybe you don't think it's your best one, or maybe it is, but the one that means the most to you?
Well, there's ones that are really good painting, like, detail-wise are great, but my favorite one is because I got to go to his house and hang out and talk with him and stuff is my Willie Mays.
No way.
So, I sat there, and he was really cool, and I got 2 days with him. One day to show him the painting. He wanted to approve it first, and then going back to have him sign it. I couldn't even think about having something better than that. And the worst part about it's kind of like your Fernando meet, with the stomach.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Mine was with Willie. And he was Mr. Mays, Willie, whatever. Yeah. I'm not on first name basis when he was, but he was an older gentleman at the time, still, And so I went in to shake his hand. I went in soft because he's an older dude. And I went in soft, and he absolutely destroyed my hand.
Tore your hand
so
off.
much stronger than I am
great.
at 90, and he destroyed my hand. And I felt so embarrassed. I was so bummed out. Like, I was like, that's my Willie Mays impression. I go in there. It was horrible.
Man.
But it was a great day.
Very, very cool.
Awesome.
Dave, always a pleasure to talk with you. Thank you so much for coming on over and sharing your incredible work with us.
Appreciate it, guys.
We're going to talk with our first player of the day. Eric Davis is going to join us coming up here next. Beto's in for DeMarco. It's DeMarco and Travis, ESPN LA.
And if you haven't been to an LAFC game yet, call 877-710-ESPN right now. Caller number 7 scores a pair of tickets to see LAFC take on Orlando City SC at BMO Stadium. Feel the energy, support the black and gold, and don't miss a moment, only with ESPN LA. For more info and to buy tickets, visit LAFC.com/tickets.
The LPGA Tour returns to Los Angeles for the JM Eagle LA Championship, presented by Plas Pro, April 16th through the 19th at El Caballero Country Club. Come watch 144 of the world's best female golfers, including LPGA Major Champion Hannah Green and 2025 Champion Ingrid Lindblad. First responders, military, and kids under 17 get in free. It's more than just a golf tournament. Get your tickets today at jmeaglelachampionship.com.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Smalls here. What if you could enjoy the flavor of a cocktail without the alcohol? Meet RK Zero Proof, a pioneer in the alcohol-free spirits category that delivers bold taste and a warming sensation, but with zero alcohol, zero sugar, zero carbs, and zero calories. So you can celebrate with friends, unwind after a long day, and wake up tomorrow feeling great. It's all the ritual of a drink without the regret. Discover RK at rkbeverages.com. That's ARKAY beverages.com. RK, the spirit without the alcohol.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
The home of the Lakers, and now the home of the Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays 9 a.m. to noon, KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
You're hanging out with the Rams Super Bowl champ and Sweet Tea.
You got my back. Come on.
No, I don't.
You got my back on
Let
this.
me be very, very clear.
Yes,
I
you
do not have your back.
More DeMarco and Travis right now.
All right, very excited to talk to our next guest. We are joined by a two-time All-Star, a three-time Gold Glove winner, a World Series champion in 1990, the first man ever to go 30-30 in Major League Baseball, none other than Eric Davis. Eric, it's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much.
Hey, man, it's really good to be here, man. This is a beautiful setting. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, how about that? So I want to start with the 30 for 30, or the 30 for 30, which you were the first person to do, 30 home runs, 30 steals in a season. And when you came into that year, was that something that you're like, okay, I'm going to set that as a goal, or did it just kind of unfold as you were going through the season?
No, well, realistically, let me just clarify something. I wasn't the first. I did it the quickest.
The quickest. Okay, yes. My mistake.
Because I did it in like August the 1st, and everybody else went to like October. So I had 28 homers and 30 steals at the All-Star break. So
you had it done by the break practically.
I didn't even really know it was a stat at that time. So I was just playing the game, and I've always hit homers, and I've always stolen bases in the minor leagues and things of that nature. So after I did it, it became something. And I can remember Willie Mays was talking about it. He said, if I knew it was going to be a thing, I'd have did it every year. So that's how non-comical or how people thought about that at that particular time until guys started to do it. So when I became the fastest to do it, it kind of resonated because I really wasn't even thinking about doing it.
See, when you're out there playing for the Reds, right, and you're doing everything else, and you're looking at what you have and you've accomplished, and then you're like, wait a minute, I'm a kid from L.A., right? But I've heard about you. I grew up hearing about Eric Davis and Strawberry and everybody else in the city section. But is it true that you were more of a basketball guy in high school, that you didn't even care about baseball that much?
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
And actually, I got recruited to high school to play football.
Really?
Yeah. And
what position you playing football?
A wide receiver, cornerback. And
okay.
I was one of the fastest guys, but it was like I was only like 160 pounds, and the coach was trying to put me in the slot, and I was like, no, high school football was big back then. And they was coming across the middle, and I was like, no, we're not going to do this. So we kind of got into it, and I was like, listen, I can go do something else. I don't really need to do this. That's why you kids, y'all got to have options so these coaches can take advantage of you. And then I just went out for basketball and played varsity as a 10th grader, and then I could play varsity baseball as a 10th grader, and everything else is history.
Yeah, like you were getting recruited for basketball, the stories they go, and then you're like, nah, I don't want to go to college. Let me go be a pro. Baseball's faster.
Actually, one of my baseball coaches, when I started to play at baseball in Baldwin Hills, he got me off the basketball court. He didn't even know anything about me. He just saw me run up and down the court, and he said, did you play baseball? I said, yeah, I played at Manchester Park. And he was like, would you play over here? I was like, no, you got to ask my mama because it's a long way to catch the bus. And I wasn't catching no bus all the way to Baldwin Hills at that particular time. So he ended up paying for me to play, and he picked me up, took me to practice, and that's how it all started.
So you and Daryl, both, like Beto mentioned, L.A. City guys. He went to Crenshaw. You went to Fremont. How did you guys know each other coming up and know that, okay, that guy's a special athlete, I'm a special athlete? Did you connect, or was it not until later that you guys started to run against each other?
No, it was right when I got to play at Baldwin Hills. He was playing at Rancho over by Dorsey High School, and actually we played them in a city playoff game, and I actually heard about him, and he had heard about me, and it was easy for him to kind of visualize me because I was a little guy, but I couldn't visualize him being that tall at that 12. I was talking about check his birth certificate.
Oh, he was that guy.
Oh, yeah, he was that guy and stuff, and he was kind of. You can say Straw was kind of like born to be a baseball player.
Really?
And his swing didn't change all that much from 12 to 15 to when we played Connie Mack ball to going to the Pacific Regionals up in Washington to high school playing at Dodger Stadium and then being drafted and then being a Hall of Fame caliber player. So his credentials didn't change. He just got older. I didn't really look at baseball as a future because, like, you didn't have ESPN or you didn't have a lot of those things. And when we was growing up, the games wasn't on TV. So I grew up with Vin Scully, who was still my hero, and not knowing if that was a viable entity for us at that particular time. At Fremont High School has produced the most Major League Baseball players in the country. It's 19 of us.
Wow.
And it was crazy because it goes all the way back from Gene Mock to Willie Crawford to so many different guys. And as we coming up, we never saw those guys. So it was almost like it was a myth. You seen pictures of them, but you couldn't touch them and stuff like that. So you really didn't know what it was. And the pact that once me and Daryl started to do our thing, and we kind of made a pact that if we ever got to that point that we wouldn't leave South Central. And actually, that's why you saw us do the documentary of Harvard Park, where we worked out in L.A. for almost 15 years, so that we wouldn't become a myth and the kids can come see us. And it was crazy because Royce Clayton was in high school, and his dad used to bring him out. He used to ditch class to come watch him work out in high school.
And Royce was that same Bernard.
Right. So that's what we really wanted the kids to be able to touch and see and feel us and show them that they had an opportunity.
Yeah, that was something that, again, a kid who grew up in the 80s, and it's like you hear the kids who were from L.A., they weren't Dodgers, but you would always keep track of who was on. Like my brother, who was in his 60s, always having like Strawberry, Eric Davis, Chad Brown, guys who were from this area, you always want to say, that's an L.A. guy.
It was crazy because it was like 17 of us off our Connie Mack team got drafted.
Are you kidding me? 17? How many guys were on the team? 18?
The whole team got drafted.
yeah.
No, it was 15. Some guys got drafted twice. But it was a situation where you got a lot of Southern League guys, and one of my partners that went to Dorsey High School that's sitting over here right now can testify that. He was an all-city baseball player as well. So we all played for the Compton Moose. And it was like an all-star team, and we played for Earl Brown, who was one of Westchester's basketball coaches at that particular time. And it was crazy because we won every tournament.
Oh, absolutely.
And we lost to the Pacific
Palisades?
No, actually, what we lost up in Seattle to.
Pacific Northwest?
Okay.
Oh,
Come on in.
Actually, Steve Bouchel and them beat us.
Steve Bouchel, the third baseman?
Oh, yeah. Daryl Strawberry's here as well. This is pretty good.
Yeah,
Daryl Strawberry, Eric Davis together at the same time.
I'm talking about
Yeah, we'll get into the Compton Moose here in just 1 second while Daryl gets his headset on. This question's kind of for both of you guys. Daryl Strawberry, Eric Davis joining us here at Legends Attic. Eric, you just mentioned a second ago that Vin Scully was kind of one of your heroes growing up. You grew up as an L.A. guy.
Sure.
Obviously, you come into the big leagues as a member of the Cincinnati Reds. You win the World Series with the Cincinnati Reds. But you come and play for the Dodgers for a couple of seasons. What's it like getting to play for the hometown team, the team that you grow up watching as a little kid?
It was difficult.
Really?
Because of the history of it. Actually knowing that he had just came the year before, so there was so much hype. And I got traded over. So just a ticket request, and I knew so many different people from growing up there. It was just like a mob scene all the time and stuff like that. So baseball, we kind of had to shelter ourselves to really concentrate on the game because there was so much hype behind us coming.
Daryl, what about for you?
Kind of the same, coming back home. This is home. We grew up watching the Dodgers. Never had a dream that we'd be playing together.
Yeah.
We played together growing up,
And he made that happen by coming here. So I never thought he would lead the Mets. And when he left the Mets, I was like, this could be a real good possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just really wish that it really worked out well for us because we were tremendous players in the game of baseball, growing up in South Central and playing in Compton and going through all the things that we had to go through. And then coming back and putting on the Dodger uniform, which was sweet. Don't get me wrong. A lot of times the media make things out what they shouldn't be. And of course about me and saying that I made the biggest mistake leaving New York and coming to play here, and it had nothing to do with the fans. It had to do with where my career was and where I was, the way I was playing in New York. But I made a decision. I became a free agent, and probably the wrong thing is to come home when you know the back streets.
The alleys, the curves.
You know where everything is.
Well, I got a guy.
Yeah. That's the reality. That's the reality of California for me. And going to Crenshaw High and Eric going to Fremont, we know everywhere. We know how to get around. We know how to maneuver, and and I think that was the biggest downfall for me is knowing the back streets and knowing how to maneuver into all the wrong places and getting caught up with all the wrong people.
I just remember when you guys got picked up together and you guys that sit down with Vin Scully. I showed on Channel 11 over and over. And over.
Yeah.
You said Vin was your idol there. That must have been surreal just to see that over and over.
Vince Scully was the best. We always knew that. Growing up and listening to Vince, and just being a Dodger.
He was the first person.
The voice. Go ahead.
He was really the first person that I saw that was truly iconic.
Right. Right.
It was Vince, and the first time I saw Chick Hearn, when I got a chance to meet Chick Hearn, was the same way. It was the two voices, the Lakers and the Dodgers. And to see Vince and him not have a hair out of place, it's kind of like
Always
he wasn't real.
great.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He always was
Ferragamo
clean.
was so real, right?
Ferragamos, Leroy Gamos, all the Gamos. He had all the kind of Gamos.
He was always suited and booted, man.
He was always suited and booted, but he was the nicest, intelligent, God-fearing man that you ever want to meet. And I have highlights of myself, and I have highlights of us playing the Dodgers. And sometimes I just listen to some of the calls that he made for me was total iconic, because I remember a time that they was playing in Cincinnati. And
were you a Dodger or Red at this time?
I was a Red.
Okay.
And Tim Belcher was pitching, and he kept trying to throw me fastballs, and then I finally hit a home run, and Vince said, that's like trying to sneak a pork chop by a lion. That was Vince Scully, so that's what we learned to live with, and that's why the game was the way that it was. It was really supposed to be because of Vince Scully.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot here a little, ED. I was listening to the All the Smoke podcast, and one of the questions that the guys asked you on the podcast was, if there was a scuffle on the field, who did you want to have with you?
Yeah.
And I can't imagine you did this because you knew we were going to be here today, but the two guys you mentioned were the man to your left, Daryl Strawberry, and Kevin Mitchell, who's also going to be here today. Why were Mitch and Straw your two guys?
Because I've been around them. That was easy. I actually knew what he stood for, and there's times that me and him been to places and we've had similar altercations and stuff, not to be bragging or proud of anything like that. But then I've been around Kevin, and I know what he stand for, and he was a no-nonsense guy, and the Kevin was a no-nonsense guy, and the other guy was Glenn Braggs, and everybody know how big Glenn Braggs was.
Didn't he break his bat on a check swing one time? Yeah.
No, he broke his bat swinging and missing. I don't know anybody. He swung and missed and broke it on his back, and I was like, yeah, I'm riding with that dude right there. You know what I'm saying? But they were God, he died, but I knew that if my life depended on it, they would be right there.
You mentioned Baldwin Hills. Is it true that Byron Scott played basketball with you guys growing up?
Yes, he played with me when we was in Inglewood.
Oh, wow.
And at Ralph Jackson, who went to UCLA, was on that team, and Jay Humphreys, who ended up going to Colorado playing in the NBA, was on that team. And it was crazy because our team was like a small AAU team before it became like real popular and stuff like that. And to say the same thing that I said about him is when I saw him, I knew he was destined to be a super baseball player. And I can say the same thing for Byron Scott. He had the same jump shot at 12 that he did when he played for the Lakers.
That's not fair.
So it was certain guys that's just been anointed to do certain things, and them two was the guys that I was the closest to when in my whole small grew up like Connie Mack, Little League, and AAU kind of stuff. So I was able to be privileged to be around some super guys who you knew had the talent and the mindset to go to the major leagues.
Look at him saying that. And him in basketball in high school at Fremont, he could have went to anywhere to college to play basketball. Most people don't even know that. They just thought of him as a baseball player. And he started off, playing baseball. We played Connie Mack baseball together, and he was a shortstop. And he went to the Reds. He got drafted by the Reds and ended up with the Reds. But he was a shortstop on our team out in Compton, the Moose on the Loose, what he was talking about. He was the leadoff batter. So he leads off, is 1-0 already.
I was the table setter because I wanted to make it easy for those guys. Yeah. If I shot him, they knew they was going to shoot him. You know what I'm saying?
But people don't realize how big Gonzalez Stadium was that we played in out
Compton?
there.
Yeah.
Out in Compton.
Oh, yeah.
And so many guys came out of there.
Still
Eddie,
going.
Lonnie,
Ozzy,
Lonnie Smith, Hubie Brooks, Chili Davis. So many of us played for this
Chet
one
Lemon,
coach.
Danny Ford.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys that come out of there.
We played with this coach called Earl Brown, and And he used to tell us, and he always used to get on us because we wasn't like he didn't think we were prepared, and he was like, "Oh, you guys can't beat this team, you can't beat that team. They're gonna whoop you. You guys are not as good as Eddie and Ozzy." We're like, "Earl, chill out, wait till the game."
So all of those names that you just mentioned, I mean, those aren't just guys that made the major leagues.
Right.
Those guys were really good major leaguers, all-stars, Hall of Famers, some of these guys.
Hubie Brooks was in there.
Yeah, Hubie is another one.
Reggie Smith was from Compton.
Yeah.
How many are we missing now?
What?
Like the guys that are going to play, maybe they go play football, maybe they go play basketball. But, I mean, you just listed off
There's
a
so
dozen
many
guys.
It's so many kids that's still in these inner cities, not just in Los Angeles, but around the country that's getting overlooked because of whatever that reason is. And the narrative, and I'm tired of hearing the narrative that black kids aren't playing baseball anymore, because they are playing baseball. And after they're playing them at a high level. But what happens is when they're getting an opportunity to go to college, and as a single black mother in these inner cities, what sport do you want your kid to go to? Because baseball has never been a D1 sport for black kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been either high school or junior college. So when you have that black individual mother, she's a single parent, she's going to try to get them to college, so it's not going to be through baseball. So the Eric Davises and the Daryl Strawberries are still out there. They just stop playing when they get 13 years old. They stop playing when they're getting 13 or 14 years old.
Yeah, they get into football and basketball, because if they want to go to D1 college, like Eric said, it's really not baseball. It's football. It's football that's attractive. It's basketball most of the time. And most kids in inner city missed opportunity like us because we had the coaches around us that they came to pick us up.
Really?
Oh, yeah. We didn't have cars. We didn't have ways to get there.
I wasn't catching a bus to Compton.
But
that was unheard of back in the 70s, bro. That wasn't going to happen.
But you had the coaches that were there for you, and they made a difference in your development. Earl Brown, my high school coach was Brooks Hurst. He was white, coaching at an all-black high school team. And, we ended up playing in the city championship in 1979 with, Chris Brown, Chris Brown was the best player on our team.
You're not the first person I've heard say that, Daryl. Like he made it to the big leagues, played with the Giants, but he was incredible.
He was a man amongst boys.
Yeah.
He was 12 and 13.
He was strong as ever.
Yeah, because you sent a tweet about your team in 1979, the picture of all these guys. You're like, who are these guys? They're all professionals.
Yeah, and we haven't had one here called Jones. He was our catcher, and we lost to Granada Hills in that
Elway guy.
Yeah, the only reason they lost was I wasn't on that team. They had a shortstop.
You should have transferred to Crenshaw.
Nah, I wasn't leaving.
He wasn't catching the bus. He was not
we lost because Coach had me bunting in like the first inning.
Stop it. Stop it.
We got first and second. He got me bunting. I'm looking at him.
You're the number one pick.
I'm looking at him. Are you serious? And he goes, call me down. He goes, yes, I want you to bunt. I don't know how to bunt.
So, was that the only time in your life somebody asked you to lay down a bunt?
I was
that was the wrong time.
That was the wrong time. We get to the city championship.
At
this
Dodger
is the wrong
Stadium.
time. Then John Elway comes in late in the game, and he just closes the game. He just gets.
How hard did John Elway throw? He could throw a football 90 miles an hour.
He threw tremendous gas, more than the average high school player, pitchers we were facing during the course of that year. But you play against all those guys like, John Elway, Jay Schrader, Pacific Palisades. He was another guy. He had 2 home runs.
Raider quarterback?
Yeah. Went to UCLA.
Wow. Yeah, he had 2 home runs off of me in one game at home. But
what kind of pitcher were you, Daryl?
I was I threw gas. And
6'6" lefty. What do you think?
Right, yeah.
But we never played Fremont. We never got to play. We played them in basketball, and which was great because it was always this big rivalry with Crenshaw, Fremont, Manuarch. People talk about Dorsey. We used to just thump them out. The Dorsey Dons, we was like they wasn't even close to what we were, in high school and baseball. The way me and Eric was, Eric was very special. You just knew that. When I saw Eric and Chris Brown, I knew us three were gonna make it.
Yeah.
We were. I was 190. He was 160.
Yeah, 160.
But could fly and could hit, run, throw, and I did the same thing. But Chris Brown could hit the ball to the next diamond.
Wow.
Just unbelievable strength he had and the power he had. And then we just went on to make it. We just believed coming out of South Central that we wanted to make it. We watched baseball a long time because I grew up watching the Dodgers. But my favorite team, not my favorite team, my favorite player was Pete Rose because I used to watch them play the Dodgers. And, they used to have that game of the week. And I used to hear, and they would always talk about this one player, and it was Charlie Hustle, Pete Rose, the way he played and how hard he played. And what I loved about Pete Rose when I watched him growing up, that he wasn't better than Joe Morgan and Johnny Bench, Tony Perez. He wasn't that guy. But, man, did he hustle? And I love the fact that his uniform was dirty all the time. Yeah. And I know
him diving from dirt all the time. Well, you talked about it in the podcast with All the Smoke about Pete Rose. He gets a pass, right?
Yeah, he's from the hood. and okay, he was from over the Rhine in Cincinnati, and he got a lot of slack because he hung around the brothers when he was growing up, and then when he got to the Reds, the white guys wouldn't talk to him, and they would always ask why was he hanging around the black guys, and he always said because they was my friends and they talked to him, and that's what he bred it when he was on the field. It wasn't white, it wasn't black, it was baseball, yes, we know what Jackie Robinson did for us as blacks and stuff, but I tell people all the time, back when we was coming up, and it's crazy that he just said that, as I said, that Pete Rose had just a bigger impact on black kids as anybody.
Right.
Because the way he played, and everybody said, you got to hustle like Pete Rose, you got to play hard like Pete Rose, you got to get dirty like Pete Rose, and you got to play the game. So that was an impact on us when we was young, and you didn't even have television. So we used to try to mimic Pete Rose and Johnny Bench and Joe Morgan and Steve Garvey and all these guys and stuff, but that was the kind of impact that Pete Rose had on me. Why? Because when he came over to Cincinnati as a player-manager, that I've always led off, so they was trying to get me to hit the ball on the ground. And, and man, you can steal bases and you can do all that stuff. And I remember I tried to bunt and I popped it up, and he said, "Come here, man, let me tell you something." He said, "Listen." He said, when you can hit that ball up in them yellow seats and get me a run, the next time you bunt, it's $100. And I was like, okay. So at that time, the minimum, I was only making $32,000. That's what the minimum was.
In the big leagues.
Yeah, I was in the big leagues, and I ain't have $100 to give away then. So, I was like, okay. So he moved me to batting fifth the next day, and it was the grace of God because Tony Perez was our hitting coach. And the first person that I went to, I said, "Tony, how do you drive in 100 runs?" And we sat in the batting cage for 2 hours talking about how you drive in runs. And that's how I became the cleanup hitter and to drive in runs and do all those things. And it was because of what Pete Rose saw in me that other coaches in our minor leagues didn't see.
We're here at Legends Attic in Claremont. The great Eric Davis and Daryl Strawberry are joining us right now. And kind of with that in mind, what you just mentioned, Eric, and Daryl, I'll start with you on this one. We're seeing a different type of baseball than you guys came up playing. Strikeouts don't matter anymore. You can go up there and strike out 200 times a year and nobody cares. Just get the ball in the air, right? Hit it into the yellow seats and see how many times you can do that. We're seeing guys like Ohtani just, they strike out a lot. They hit a lot of home runs. If you guys would have come up in a time where it's just like, Daryl, hit as many home runs. We don't care how many times you strike out because, you were practically a 270 lifetime hitter. You had a really impressive batting average. What if they just turned you loose and said, just go crazy, see how many home runs you could hit?
Well, that's why I'm glad I'm not in this time. I'm glad I played when I did play because there was really fundamentals of baseball and putting the ball in play. I mean, I learned how to hit the ball the other way from Hernandez. He taught me that. He taught me in batting practice to work. Just don't go in batting practice hitting the ball out of the stadium. So many guys get in batting practice and they're looking at how far they're hitting the ball. And I'm like, dude, it's only 5 o'clock. that does not count, And then you get in the game and you can't lay off that breaking ball and you're swinging at everything. See, I was a complete home run hitter. Eric was too. We're going to strike out, but we're going to steal bases. We're going to do a lot of other things. And I just think the day of the analytics with the way the game is played, it's the way they play it. It's the way to. I went to spring training and with the Mets, and I go down there all the time, and I see guys taking batting practice in the cage, and every time they take a swing, they're looking at the
track man.
Yeah. They're checking. What are you checking for? Well, every time I look in the dugout, you see a guy after at bat, he's got an iPad, and he's over there looking at at the pitcher. I'm looking at the pitcher on the mound. I already know how you got me out the first at bat, but you won't get me out again like that. And that's the kind of mindset you have to have as a player. That's the development that you have to have as you grow in this game. And I think that's what happened for me and Eric. We studied the game. We didn't just play. We studied on deck circle. I'd be on the on deck circle and I'm a situation guy, and I'm looking at the catcher. I can see how he's moving in and out, and I know if he moves in, it's a fastball in. If he moves away, it's a fastball away. If he sits in the middle, it's all speed. I studied the game. I was taught a different way. And like I said, Hernandez taught me, watch the catcher, watch how he moves. And when I could feel him move in, I don't have to look back. You're not throwing a breaking ball in.
Right.
That's automatic fastball in. So, that's baseball for you when you learn the game that way. I think it's their way, the way they play in it today. A lot of guys are having great success, because Ohtani and Judge, Soto, they're great players. They're going to have that type of success.
Sure.
They know how to do it year in and year out. But everybody else is not going to have that because
that's where the problems start.
That's where the problems start. Because everybody want to be like this other guy. You want to be like him. You cannot not be like Mike. Everybody wanted to be like Mike. We couldn't be like Mike. You can't be like Kobe. You can't be like this guy. You got to be who you are and the kind of player you are. And me and Eric was talking about that. And we knew we were players that could dominate. And that was the difference in us playing, which the game is today.
Eric, do you agree?
Oh, yeah, wholeheartedly. And it's crazy because I get a chance to see it every day. I still work in the front office with Cincinnati. And to Daryl's point, it's not the guys that are successful because they're good at what they do. That's a small percentage of the big leagues. And the other 95% is going to struggle because of what they're trying to do universally. And the great thing about baseball is it's an individual sport. It has a team concept, but it's an individual sport. But it's gotten way out of control prior to they get to us in pro ball. That's where the problem lies because the parents are paying a lot of money for somebody to teach their kid with no resume.
Mm-hmm. At 8 years old, you go.
And it's crazy how the parents are saying if my kid gets this guy. And parents, if y'all out here, do your homework.
Right.
And if a guy couldn't hit, how you gonna help your son hit? That's the only thing I'm saying. I'm not trying to bash nobody's
That's the reality of it.
But your son can't be 5'5" and he's trying to hit like Aaron Judge at 6'8". Guy, but this is what's happening. And you get these guys that's internet sensations and they telling guys how to twitch and move and stuff. But anytime you're watching these guys, and this is what I want y'all to look for. Anytime you watch a guy on the internet that's talking about hitting, they're always soft tossing the ball to him.
Yeah.
There is no velocity. They're always either hitting off the tee because that's what pull you guys in. I can hit off the tee right now left-handed and hit a line drive.
Yeah.
So it's not very difficult to do. But then when the game speeds up and the ball's moving, the kids are striking out because they're practicing at a slower pace and they're trying to do something that doesn't translate to what Daryl said is at 7 o'clock.
Right.
So it's really right now in professional baseball, we do more deprogramming than we do programming.
Interesting.
And then, and the thing about it, you're so right about that, E, because the thing about it, they don't go back and look at the history. They don't look at players like Tony Gwynn, Boggs and Rod Carew, who were just natural hitters because they worked that way. That's the way they became good hitters at working at what they were doing. I think the players don't work at that. I think they want to work at of looking back at a screen and seeing what the ball's not going that far. In a cage.
Right.
The reality is when you get out there on the field and you're taking BP, it's about working. It's about letting your hands do the work for you. Everything else is going to take care of itself, and that's what me and Eric had. We had that when we were young. We had the good work habits. We knew the fact that we were going to the big leagues. Everybody was like, yeah, right, you guys are going to the big leagues. And we got drafted, and Eric was like, we were at Jackie Robinson Stadium, and Eric was like dude, I'm out of here.
I'll see you later, bro. We'll meet. I'll see you somewhere. We'll meet. I'm leaving in the morning. He was like, I ain't going yet. I'm finna get some more money. I was like, I ain't getting no more money.
You're number one pick.
Number one pick. Number one pick by the Mets. I got 2.
I ain't getting no more money, so I'm out of here.
But I was number one pick.
Told me take it or leave it.
Let's just say I was number one pick. I got 200,000. They getting $10 million now. Going at the wrong time. No, it is what it is. You never complain about the players because the guys that have to play today, they are baseball players. It's hard to do. No matter what people criticize and say about them, they're going to struggle. Things are going to happen. They're going to get hurt. They're going to go into slumps. It's part of the game. It's those that understand the game. Slumps are a part of the game. If you can understand your failure in this game, then you will have success. But if you get down on yourself because you're failing, you will never have success in this game.
That's 100% true.
You played for the Yankees, so you know what Steinbrenner was all about. You win the World Series with them, but now you see what the Dodgers are doing. You're talking about some of these guys have, it's different now, right? The Ontario, you guys were there yesterday. That's not a single organization right there, the way that they're bringing them up. But the Dodgers have 2 planes. They spend the money on everybody, and they sell out every single game. The way that they treat their guys. Imagine you playing there right now.
Well, they built the right way.
Hold on for 1 minute, though.
Okay.
But if you look at the Dodgers organization when the O'Malley's had it, and you look at Dodger Town, they was doing what they doing now in the 70s.
Right.
They had meals in the clubhouse in the 70s. They had chefs and stuff cooking there then. So it's not new what the Dodgers are doing. They've always been elite in what they were trying to bring. So I can remember the times we was in spring training, O'Malley, Peter would have like snow brought in for your kids and family and stuff. So they was doing stuff then like what they're doing now. But what you see in Ontario, it's all throughout the minor leagues now. Like there's no minor leagues like when we was coming up.
Cold water only,
Our stadium in Dayton looked just like Camden Yards, man. It's amazing. Sleeper buses, the internet, they got sleeper buses. We was on buses where we were just bouncing. You know what I'm saying? We had a seatbelt that came across your waist. Theirs come across your chest. You know what I'm saying? So it's the time of what's happening, and I'm glad that they're having it, but it doesn't promote moving. Kids, guys are making $300,000 or $400,000 in AAA. I was making $30,000 in the big leagues. It's a huge difference in how they perceive and how they move. And it's the time, but man, it's crazy. So what do they have to look forward to if you in A-ball with this field right now? What do you have to look forward to? You just getting here now. You think that it's going to be like that the rest of your career.
And you signed for a couple million out of the first round.
It's crazy.
The signing bonus is a couple million, right?
So that's just the reality of it.
Yeah, and the reality of it, too, Eric is so right about that. And of course, the Dodgers have turned their organization into like the Yankees, winning, wanting to win. There's nothing wrong with that. If you have an owner that want to spend and want to win, that's what it's all about. But the Dodgers were doing that in the 70s, like Eric was saying, when they had.
It was the first to draw $1 million. Excuse me. They're the first to draw $2 million. They're the first to draw $3 million.
Yeah.
They're the first to draw $4 million. So this is not new.
Yeah, they've been doing this for
always. Ever since Fernando Mania came, it's been crazy down here, man. It's been crazy.
That hooked me. That
hooked all the Mexicans, man.
Yeah, it did.
But
all he was doing was looking in the sky.
Striking everybody out.
But people forget those teams of the Dodgers days when they had Garvey,
Say, Lopes, and Russell,
Lopes, Dusty Baker, and they were good then. They were always in for it. And I think what a lot of times people don't understand baseball today too, it's more opportunities to get in. All you have to do is be a wild card.
Yeah.
If we was a wild card in the years I was playing, we in it every year.
Yeah, Daryl, I want to go back to the first World Series that you won, 1986 with the Mets, and you were a part of one of the greatest games ever played. Game 6, the Red Sox are on the 1-yard line. They're about to break their long curse. And, of course, the game ends with the ball going. Mookie Wilson hits the ball up the line. It gets through Bill Buckner, and your team ends up winning the game. You win the World Series in Game 7. What are your recollections when you think of that game? Like, at what point in that game you say, hey, we've actually got a chance to win this because you were down to your last out?
Well, when I think about the 86 team, it was because of the year of 85 when we lost to the Cardinals, and we won 98 games. So you had to win the division to get into the playoffs. And our locker room was quiet after losing to the Cardinals. And our first day in spring training, Davey Johnson, the manager, he comes in and he says, we're going to dominate. And he says, we're going to win it all. And we just kind of looked around and thought to ourselves, it's our time. And we go out there and we start the season, and we start off like 2-4, 2-5. The media's burying us saying, yeah, right, they're going to dominate. But then when we took off because we knew how good we were as a team. And the team never felt like we were out of a game, no matter what it was. And even in the series like that, they blamed everything on Billy Buckner. Billy Buckner was a great player.
Sure.
He almost had 3,000 hits. I don't know what people are talking about.
He shouldn't even been on the field.
Well, they wanted to leave him out there to celebrate.
But he wanted to be on the field for that. But they blame him for the play, but they forget Calvin Girardi didn't get anyone out.
Yep.
Stanley didn't get anyone out. They had 2 outs. It was just every player coming up the bat. Carter got a hit. Mitchell got a hit. Ray Knight got a hit. And there was Mookie battling Stanley, and then he hits a ground ball, and Buckner goes to try to make the play, and he tries to scoop the ball up fast because he knew Mookie was fast. Billy had bad hips, bad knees, and everything at that time late in his career, and he misses the ball. And we go and win that game. And then we come into Game 7. We're behind in Game 7. But we came back. People don't remember that. We came back from Game 7 being behind, and we went on to win, and we went on to celebrate that championship series. And
I almost turned it off because I was going to call you cussing.
Oh, man.
Because you was my close to me getting the World Series. Because when they won it, it was like I'm getting one too. You know what I'm saying?
Eric, I know you got to go. And I want to get this in really quick because you mentioned Billy Buckner and how banged up he was and everything else. And I remember with those high-top cleats. Yep. You were the first one to have high-top cleats, weren't you?
I made him famous,
you did.
I didn't get my shoe from Nike. I'm still trying to get my wrist.
You made him look good. Mike Greenwell, they were ugly on him. You made him look good.
Buckner's looked like he should be in the hospital wearing them. You look like you had some style when you were wearing them.
That's ED, man. He's got style. Come on now.
Yeah, because his was red.
Right. Eric, I know that you got to go. Thank you so much for hanging out with us for a few minutes. That was absolutely fantastic. Daryl, if we could steal you for another 10 minutes or so, I would love to do that. We're going to come back. We're here at Legends Attic. That is Eric Davis. That is Daryl Strawberry. Lots more to get to. Beto is in for DeMarco. It's DeMarco and Travis, ESPN LA.
Cappy, when I walked into the VisionWorks Brea store, I immediately thought, this is too easy.
I know. And the frames are organized by shape and by price, so you don't have to go digging around. Now, Chris, I had the same experience at VisionWorks in Santa Ana.
Seriously, why go anywhere else but VisionWorks? Their 100-day guarantee gives you peace of mind, so if you change your mind, for any reason, just bring them back.
Buy one, get one free.
Simple scheduling, simple shopping. VisionWorks makes it simple.
Hey, it's John Ireland. Watching a Laker game is so much more than just a game. It's the moments before tip-off, the people you're with, and the food you're sharing. That's why I love BBGO. BBGO is perfect for at-home watch parties or a night of hoops. Their food is bold and packed with flavor, bowls for a quick meal, dumplings and fried rice for everyone at the table. Vibe on a wave of Korean food and culture with BBGO. Look for BBGO at your local grocery store in the Asian and freezer aisles. BBGO for it and bring something different to the table.
The Loan Exchange is proud to introduce the Free Closer, a jumbo 30-year fixed loan up to $3 million. With no closing costs, you could save around $40,000 in fees like points and appraisals that many lenders charge on a $2 million loan. Today's 30-year Free Closer rate is 5.875% rate and APR. That makes refinancing simple. The only question is whether it lowers your payment without increasing your balance. And if rates drop again, you can do it again and save even more. Today's 30-year free closer rate is 5.875% rate and APR. If your mortgage rate is over 6%, it's a total no-brainer. Why pay to close a loan when you can exchange it for free at theloanexchange.com? NMLS 1637539. Loan subject to credit approval. See website for licensing information, loan terms and conditions. Equal housing lender. That's theloanexchange.com. Theloanexchange.com to exchange higher payments for lower ones.
This college basketball tournament moment is brought to you by Marriott Bonvoy.
In the 2008 NCAA tournament, sophomore Steph Curry led 10th seeded Davidson on a thrilling Cinderella run to the Elite Eight. In the 4 games, Curry scored 40, 30, 33, and in the final game against eventual national champion and one-seeded Kansas, he dropped 25 in a 59-57 defeat.
Looking back, I'm definitely proud of what we accomplished.
Marriott Bonvoy, where game day checks in.
Harry Douglas here. Game day brings the excitement. Your stay should feel just as memorable. With Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA and U.S. Soccer, you're connected to a portfolio of brands designed for how you travel. Some offer complimentary breakfast, others give you room to spread out, space to stay productive, or extended stay comforts. So whether you're a traveling fan or part of the team, Marriott Bonvoy celebrates the moments that live on before and after the game. Marriott Bonvoy, where game day checks in.
Mike, in sports dynasties, they don't happen by luck. They happen with culture, coaching, and execution.
That's exactly how we run Rotolo Chevrolet, with all of those ingredients.
So how much of this is why you've been number one 14 years in a row?
When you put all those ingredients together and your processes stay in place, you're going to get great results.
And if you come to the store, you're going to find out why you're number one.
Come see what the fun is all about at Rotolo Chevrolet.
From the showroom to the service bay, everyone is at top of their game. Rotolo Chevrolet, built like a champion, driven to win. Visit RotoloChevy.com.
Hey guys, it's tournament time and Pizza Hut is bringing the heat with their new hand-tossed crust. Crispy and golden on the outside, soft and fluffy on the inside, and finished with buttery garlic parm seasoning for bold flavor in every bite. All tournament long, grab a large pizza with any 3 toppings for just $10.99, available for delivery or carryout. When the games heat up, keep the Pizza Hut coming. Cut down the nets with the $10.99 large 3-topping pizza deal. Order now at pizzahut.com or download the Pizza Hut app and bring home the win.
Limited time offer. Additional charges for extra cheese and toppings, stuffed crust, and original pan.
John Ireland here, and when it comes to vodka, I like a winner, and Blue Ice Vodka delivers. America's largest potato vodka. Double gold rated, just 64 calories an ounce, and made from Idaho potatoes. Clean, smooth, no additives. Blue Ice Vodka. Vodka with standards.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
Smalls here. What if you could enjoy the flavor of a cocktail without the alcohol? Meet RK Zero Proof, a pioneer in the alcohol-free spirits category that delivers bold taste and a warming sensation, but with 0 alcohol, 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and 0 calories. So you can celebrate with friends, unwind after a long day, and wake up tomorrow feeling great. It's all the ritual of a drink without the regret. Discover RK at rkbeverages.com. That's ARKAY beverages.com. RK, the spirit without the alcohol.
You're listening to the DeMarco and Travis Afternoon Show on 710.
By the way, DeMarco, I see you rocking that quarter zip today, man. Am I making a statement with this thing?
Yes. It's DeMarco Farr and Travis Rogers.
It's a quarter zip. We've had these forever.
You and I have been wearing these for 30 years.
Back to DeMarco and Travis.
Attic in Claremont, another fantastic day. Every day that we come out here, it is just an incredible. We got Dave Hobrecht's art, all the sports memorabilia here, and we get to talk with some legends of Major League Baseball. We just finished up with Eric Davis and Daryl Strawberry. Daryl's kind enough to kind of stick around for a little bit longer. We got Kevin Mitchell, the NL MVP in 1989. He is on deck. He's going to join us here in just a little bit. And we've got Alan Benavides from the Tower Buzzers as well. Got a little Torrey Pines action going on here, Daryl. Did you get down to San Diego and get the sticks out?
I really didn't. I went by there a couple times, and I just went in the golf shop, because everywhere I go, I just grab me something from the golf store.
Okay. Do you play at all?
I used to play. I played a while when I was living in Florida, and then when my life went into transition, I couldn't go play golf. I couldn't practice, because you got to practice if you want to play. You get out on the course and you suck, man. It's no fun.
No.
I'm not about to get out there and throwing clubs all over the place because I can't hit the ball where I want to hit it.
You mentioned your life went into transition, and you've been very open about your struggles with addiction and your recovery and how that's gone for you. We're talking a little bit about golf. When you see what's going on with Tiger Woods, what goes through your mind?
It breaks my heart because if he doesn't get the help, he's going to be another story. He's going to be just like anybody else. The drugs will kill you. Eventually, God has given him grace. The 2 times he's been in the car accident, he should have been dead the first time. And the grace has been over him, and he's trying to reach him, and people are trying to reach him. But he needs the right people around him instead of just saying you're okay. A lot of times people say you're okay, and he's got a lot of pain. He's in a lot of pain for injuries and all the things that he's been through, the surgeries he's been through. But I think what people don't understand about addiction, it is very powerful. It is very controlling. And people say, well, how can people get addicted and he has money? Money don't stop you from being that person, and what he's gotten to that place because of starting there. And I tell young kids and tell people all the time, do not start. It's a behavior thing. And most people don't understand the behavior of it because it will lead you and it keeps going and going and going and it spins out of control and your life going a different direction. People want to criticize him because he's Tiger Woods. He's a billionaire and money is just what he's made from his career. But he's a human being just like anybody else. That's why Elvis died. That's why Whitney died. That's why Prince died. That's why Michael Jackson died, because you have all these people around you don't tell you that you need to get some serious help and you need to go away. You don't need to pick up a club. And, God has called me to, I'm an evangelist. God has called me to intercede and pray for him and just continue to pray for him no matter what. I don't want anything for Tiger. I don't know him. I'm not looking to meet him. That's not the point. I am a person that's been there and been in recovery for a long time, and I'm in ministry now, and I'm able to do what my mother always wanted me to do, is be right, live a right life. That lifestyle we get into is there's no no's. You get to go out there and you do whatever you want to do, and nobody ever tell you no. No, everybody, because you're such and such. You're Tiger Woods. You're this person. And, a lot of times we don't understand that. I tell people all the time when I'm preaching, you can pick your sins, but you can't pick your consequences. The consequences of life is real, and that's what we're looking at with Tiger Woods. He's probably one of the nicest persons, but private because of his life. And my prayer for him is that he gets well, that he gets help, and everybody stops sugarcoating it and let him just get well. The media needs to get off his back. They on his back because of his success, and they act like he can't fall because what he have. Everybody could fall. Everybody can fall short into the traps of life. I did, and they did the same thing to me, and I'm just glad that I got on the other side of it.
You know all about that, being in New York, in the spotlight at 21 years old, and everybody's following around. Imagine if there was video cameras back then. Or maybe not.
I'm glad it's none.
Exactly. But what I'm trying to get to is what it's like to be in that spotlight, going to the ups and downs and everything out there for you. And a lot for the athletes, when the game is no longer there for you, that's the hard part too, right?
Well, I think what most people don't understand is the pain that happens to people. We don't really know where people come from. We don't know what happened to them. You don't know what happened to me. Most people never knew what happened to me. They just assume that you put a uniform on, you should be well. They're paying you well, you should be happy. Yeah, I'm happy, I'm well. But, there's brokenness in your life too. When you come from broken homes and rejection and things that you deal with as a kid. And Tiger had his father there, and I think his father was his hero. And once his father was over, his life was over, everything became different, for Tiger, and golf and his life and everything just shifted in another way. And that's what happens to people. You gotta see, I think as people, we forget that brokenness is real. No matter how well you are, how great you can do. I can get on the field, hit the baseball, country mound, play, and do that. But it wasn't until I got the brokenness that was inside of me, the pain that was inside of me, because we carry it. And a lot of times you see a lot of athletes, what happens to them is that's what's happening in their life. Most of them are broken and never experience freedom. Today, I sit here, I'm experienced freedom. I experienced a different life, because of a wonderful mother who prayed for me when I was a heathen and womanizer, alcoholic, drug addict, sinner, out there doing what I was wanting to do. And she was behind the scenes praying for me, and I would experience a different life. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful. And I have a wonderful wife who was the one that really personally led me back into church and get discipled for 7 years sitting and to grow and become a different person. There's World Be Free right there.
As promised, Kevin Mitchell is joining us here as well. We're talking with Daryl Strawberry and Kevin Mitchell here at Legends Attic. And, Daryl, I know you got to go and you got to sign and you're going to do your splatter art. Real quick before we go, and I was out here a month or so ago. Pedro Martinez was here. Of all the guys that you faced in the big leagues, Nolan Ryan, right at Roger Clemens, like right on down the line, who was the toughest matchup for you? Who was the guy you got in there like, and this is going to be
Nolan Ryan.
Ryan.
I didn't really care about all the rest, because I hit a grand slam off of Pedro, it was no biggie facing all these other guys because they didn't have what Nolan Ryan had. Nolan Ryan had a different demeanor. Nolan Ryan was mean as hell, and he sat up on a mound with these wide shoulders and big legs, big country boy, and he was like, get in the box. And he didn't play because if you didn't get in the box and you were playing around digging in, your first pitch was like, right under your chin, right under your chin. So he didn't play, and I hit a home run off him in the playoffs, and I just remember when I watched the video later on in life and saw me going around the bases, and Nolan was just looking at me and making sure I was running around those bases. That's the kind of guy he was. He come from that old school. He come from that school of like Tom Seaver, Bob Gibson type of pitcher. That Sandy Koufax, those guys. Drysdale, those guys that would throw on and drop you and knock you down. Yeah, they move you. They get those feet moving.
Yeah.
Daryl, I got this one right here. My buddy Ace of SoCal, big Dodger fan, but grew up in San Diego, and he's told us a story in our group chat that said that his dad would yell at him because he was 8 years old because he would try to get the Daryl Strawberry kick. He said, so tell Daryl I was in awe of his swagger at 8-year-old. I didn't even know what swagger was, but Daryl Strawberry looked like the guy who had the swagger.
Let me just say this about the leg kick because they said that Eric Davis wouldn't hit like he would hit getting to the big leagues because he had his hands too low. And they said the same thing about me going through the minor leagues, that I wouldn't hit in the major leagues and have the success because of the fact I had a leg kick that was too high. But they don't understand my leg kick was balanced and it was lift and separate because I used my hands. It wasn't about my body. I didn't have to use my body because the body's going to come through automatically. But the hands are what was important, and that's what I always focus on. That's what Eric Davis was like. They didn't focus on how quick our hands was, and we can get our hands through the zone. That was the most important thing. And this one here, they didn't know about this one here until he became a monster. So
I was going to say, Kevin Mitchell is here with us as well. And you were talking about you had quick hands, Daryl. So I want to start with you, Kevin, about quick hands. And one of the most amazing quick-handed plays I've ever seen. You had obviously an incredible bat. You hit a bunch of home runs, but one-handed over the shoulder on the right field line off the bat of Ozzie Smith. I still, whenever you're seeing incredible baseball plays, you making the one-handed grab. Take me through it. Did you overrun it? Did you miss it? You want to show off? What was happening?
To be honest with you, that wasn't me. It was just something that happened. I grew up in San Diego.
Yeah.
And as a kid, I played a lot of baseball at the boys' clubs, the YMCA. We didn't have a glove.
So no big deal.
So it wasn't no big deal to me. It just came naturally. I tell you what, when I did do that, Ozzie Smith got pissed off at me. Really? I had to go over and apologize to him. I wasn't trying to show him up or nothing, but he was kind of upset about it.
Did he think you did it to show off?
What I've heard through Willie McGee and them and Vince Coleman and them, they said that everybody started clowning Ozzie about it.
Oh.
Mitch used the glove. Next hand without using a glove on you. You didn't have nothing. So he was kind of pissed off about it. But I went and apologized to him. It was just something that happened. Wasn't really worried about it. I wanted to hit because I was facing John Tudor.
Yeah.
These guys right here taught me how to face John Tudor.
Well, Tudor, a left-hander, big kind of a sinker slider sort of guy. Was that a tough matchup for you?
No, not at all.
I was going to say that does not sound like something you struggle with.
As a rookie, I tell you what, I got to give a lot of credit to Bill Robinson too. He taught me how to hit left-handed pitching.
Yes.
May he rest in peace, man. But he taught me how to hit the left-handed pitching. And when I was playing with Daryl them, that's all I was prepared to play against left-handed pitching. That's all, and these guys, by being with these guys as a rookie, they taught me a lot about the game.
So you came up in '86 with the Mets. You were teammates with Daryl. You were on that World Series team along the way. You show up in the big leagues. You win the World Series coming right out of the chute. You're like, is this just how it's going to be? Is this I just come to the big leagues, we win the World Series, or did you know better?
No, I'll be honest. I was thankful that I was even playing on that team because with a great bunch of players that we had on that team, we had another different team that was sitting on the bench.
Right.
Yeah, so it was. You look at the '86 team. What ring are you wearing, Daryl?
86.
That's the '86.
It's our 40th year anniversary this year.
Man.
Yeah.
Where's yours at,
years
Kev?
ago.
Yeah.
Where's yours at?
Mine's at home. I can't wear rings. I lose them.
Well, Kevin, I want to continue the conversation with you. Daryl, I know that you've got to go, so we're going to let you go. Thank you
Thanks,
so
guys.
much for
Good to be
coming
with you
and
guys.
chatting with
Yeah.
us. It is a real pleasure. Thank you so much, Daryl. Kevin, we'll continue, with you and kind of going through some of the things that we were talking about with Daryl just a second ago. Take me through. You scored the winning run in Game 6 of the 1986 World Series.
No.
Tying run?
Tying run.
Excuse me. Tying run.
Two outs.
Got a big hit in that game?
Yes. And that season there, I wasn't expected to play against right-handed pitching. Now they're sending a young kid up to the plate with 2 outs in the World Series. I hate to be the hero or a zero, and I wasn't going to be a zero, so I ended up being a hero.
The nerves just off the charts at this point? Is this just something like, man, I've been waiting my whole life for this?
No, I mean, I wasn't nervous about nothing. I grew up in Southeast San Diego, so
just baseball.
It was just baseball, man. I was just happy to be there and happy to play with a great bunch of players. I still consider them as family, and me and Daryl talk a lot. So.
Yeah, the story with you is that you were signed out of a tryout camp, right? For $1,500, they just like, here's $1,500 and a plane ticket to go somewhere.
Yes, I was trying to get out of the inner city.
Uh-huh.
I was a bad boy, and I thought I was going to go play football. I had a scholarship to go play football, but I ended up getting in some trouble and had to get out of San Diego. And that was the best way to get out quick as possible.
So you just go to Grossmont, like one of those open trials where guys are washed up and.
Well, I was playing baseball at the time, but I always thought baseball was boring. So, I ended up playing against San Diego State, against Tony Gwynn them that year at San Diego State. Bobby Meacham.
Oh yeah,
played for the Yankees.
Was the first baseman that used to play with the Cubs.
Mark Grace
and them, and Buddy Black was on the mound.
Okay.
Black,
oh wow.
right.
Yeah.
And he was pitching for Kansas City Royals. And I hit 2 home runs off of him. And they said, Kevin, do you realize who you hit home runs off? And they said, he's a big league pitcher. I said, well, he ain't got nothing. And Dean Youngworth had set me down and talked to me about baseball and was trying to get me to sign. And I said, nah, this game is too boring for me. I want to go play football.
Good decision.
Yeah,
I'm glad he talked to you.
It was a safe decision because I probably wouldn't have lasted as long as I did baseball.
All right, so take me through the 1989 season. This is the year you're the National League MVP. Beto, check these numbers out.
Oh, I know.
47 homers, 125 RBIs, an OPS of over 1,000, 1.023, and you hit 291. What was going on with Kevin Mitchell in 1989? I mean, that is a monster year.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was locked in before the season even started. I mean, I hit a few home runs in spring training that started the whole thing. I worked out as much as I can with a trainer down at Gold's Gym in San Diego, a guy named Will, and he worked the dog crap out of me that year. So it was just I felt good going to spring training, and it was real nice where things was going. It felt out like later that season I was having a bunch of energy too. And usually when you start off slow, but I started off hot, and I ended up finishing up hot. So, and then doing a lot of work in the swimming pool, swinging the bat.
Oh, yeah. I remember Greg Jeffries used to do that, swing the bat, and just to build up your strength and your bat speed?
Just for, it's like working with rubber bands. Resistance, all up under the water. So
it was that 89 year, you're looking at the Giants, Travis mentioned your numbers, right? But you must have been in like a different kind of zone because the hitters always talk about the ball looks like a beach ball or you're just locked in. What's that feeling like?
I mean, I was seeing seams on the ball. I can tell you which way it was coming. People used to ask me that, Mitch, what do you see on the ball? I said, man, I can read the whole thing on the ball, the Rawlings.
The commissioner's name.
Yeah.
So, but it was a great time for me. It was a good season for me. But, I was battling with Will Clark.
Yeah.
The thrill,
He finished second in the MVP that year, didn't he?
Did.
Yeah, right behind him.
Yeah.
And we still good friends. I just talked to him yesterday, as a matter of fact. You know,
so you from Southeast San Diego, Will Clark from wherever
New
part
Orleans.
of New Orleans, yeah.
Like, hey,
country boy Will Clark. How'd that work out?
I tell people all the time, you know what? I love playing with Will.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to deal with Will off the field.
Okay.
Yeah, we've heard that.
We was two different people.
Yeah. Will had that sweet swing.
I guess as we get older now, we're much better people with each other.
That's good to hear. Kevin Mitchell joining us here as well. We're at Legends Attic in Claremont. We're also joined by Alan Benavides, who is the general manager of the Ontario Tower Buzzers. You had all the guys out last night. Alan, we were out there. We did our show. What an amazing ballpark. What an amazing first night for your squad.
I couldn't believe it finally opened, man. The stadium's gorgeous, right? You've seen it. It really is. You've seen it, and it's absolutely stunning. To have all the Dodger legends out there just made it even more special, right? I mean, we had Strawberry, Davis, Sachs, Dempsey, Hatcher.
Yeah.
Kelly, Hyman. Like, it was unreal. So it was cool.
Yeah, it's always fun when you see those older players get together. They start to tell stories. You were just talking, Kevin, about, you still talk to Will Clark. You guys get when you get together with old teammates like that, when you see guys like Daryl Strawberry, you see guys like Eric Davis, do you just fall right back in? Does it feel like you guys are back in your playing days? Not that you want to go out there and play, but just kind of the camaraderie that exists with it.
I mean, that's one thing that I do. I try to keep in touch with everybody, and mainly with Eric and Daryl. I talk to him at least once a week.
Oh, okay.
Eric is been around. I mean, when I had the spinal cord injury, Eric was constantly calling, keeping in touch. And I thank him for that, man, because he stayed. You doing all right? You're doing all right, man, and he stayed on me. And it's good that you can stay in touch with a lot of the players that you played with, man. And the game's done changed a lot. So, and we're getting older. We're not getting younger. So,
Kevin, can I ask you something real quick?
Yes.
And so last night we're on the field with Eric Davis, right? And we're out there with Hatcher and all the guys. And Hatcher looks at Davis and he goes, "Doesn't this make you want to get out there and swing the stick a little bit?" And I thought he was going to say yes. And Eric goes, "No."
Yeah, a lot of people say that. Do you want to go back? Do you miss the game? You know what? At our age, we don't miss the game. We're just thankful that we can still go and do the things that we can do and talk to people and sign autographs,
Do you watch a lot of baseball?
I watch a lot of baseball.
Yeah.
I watch the Dodgers. I was telling Oral last night that you guys watch the Dodgers all the time. I talk to Jerry Hairston a lot, too.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
Did he tell you he's a good golfer?
No, he's trying to get me up there to go play golf.
Yeah, Jerry, he's the best at everything, right?
He's trying to get me to go
I
play
love Jerry.
golf. But right now I'm just fighting some demons right now that's trying to get over with that, from the spinal cord injury.
How is your health right now? You and I were talking
my health is good. It's just a matter of building the muscles back up in the legs. That's about it. And from being paralyzed for 5 years in a wheelchair. So
yeah. Well, I mean, the fact that you can do what you can do now, that's an incredible recovery.
I'm very thankful, man.
Yeah.
I'm getting up. I'm playing golf again.
That's
not hitting
great.
the ball like I want to, but
we never will.
I'm out riding.
Right.
I got a buddy here. We ride together out in the desert.
Yeah.
Pan Am.
Awesome.
So he's got me out there, and I bought a new one, and he's got me out there acting crazy.
Alan, so when you get the next Kevin Mitchell coming through the Tower Buzzers, when you get a guy that's like, oh, man, that guy, that is a big leaguer. We just got to polish him up. We got to get him ready for the next stage. Take me through, the development of when you get a young kid who's just starting out, this is A-ball, and you're dealing with the Dodgers. Obviously, they're the ones that are selecting the players. But what is your role in making sure that they continue
look, my
to move
role
through?
mostly is in the business side of it. I deal with the team, make sure they're all good to go. But really, it's the Dodgers and the development. So we have kids that obviously are huge stars. The Dodgers are no joke at recruiting. They got some of the best talent in development leagues, right? So you got a kid like Emil Morales, who's shortstop, who is I don't know how long he's going to be here for.
Probably not long.
Not long, right?
Yeah.
But, I mean, he came up to bat last night. We were down 2 runs. We had 2 on, and I was like, we got a shot.
Yeah.
Got a shot. That's the kind of kid he is when he comes up to play. You're like, all right, it's not over yet, right? But excited to see some of the guys. I'll tell you what, the boys show up. It's A-ball, right? I come in from high A thinking the boys are going to be – these are big boys, dude. These guys coming in, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, what are we feeding these guys?
That's one thing I noticed about the players now. They are – what happened to the little short guys like us?
Not many.
It's not many of them. I went to the dugout one day, and I couldn't believe it. I said, man, it's just a basketball team?
Yeah.
And they're all 220
All these guys is 6'4", 6'5".
And Jack, like Beto was saying, and the pitching now too. And, Obviously, you're a major league hitter. You're an MVP, so velocity is something that you learn to get comfortable with pretty quickly. But what about every guy in the league throwing 100 miles an hour now?
You got to be worried about everybody coming out that bullpen throwing over 100, man. It's just ridiculous. You ain't got nobody's throwing over 80s a changeup, 90s a changeup. It's got to be 100,
slider,
100 and more.
What was the hardest thing for you to pick up on when you're hitting? What would throw you off?
Kevin Gross? That's your boy right there?
Yeah, it was Kevin Gross.
It was?
Kevin Gross was a good pitcher.
I was 1 for 30 off him.
1 for 30.
And he knew it.
Oh.
He knew it. And as a matter of fact, I just saw him in a golf tournament not too long ago with Ron them, and I didn't even want to talk to him. He ran up to me and said, Mitch, we
probably handed you a bat.
Are we all right? And he told me one year in Fort Myers, and I had just signed with Boston, and he was pitching. He was on the mound. He yelled over at me in the dugout. I wasn't even dressed in a uniform. He said, Mitch, I'm only going 5 innings. You can come in after. I told Kevin Kennedy, put me in a uniform now. There's some way it was just a mental block every time I faced him.
You know, we saw that we were out at ONT Field last night, and it was a debut. What do you remember most about the minor leagues? Obviously, you had a long major league career, but what do you remember most about the minor league?
The bus rides.
Yeah.
The Appalachian League got you, huh?
I was in the International League. I was in the International League.
Oh.
So I wasn't in Pacific Coast League where the ball flies out and everybody got great numbers.
You had to earn it.
But at the lower leagues, where were you at? What teams did you play for?
I played for Kingsport.
Okay.
I was in A-ball in Kingsport.
Where's that?
That's in Tennessee.
Tennessee. Okay.
Yeah, Tennessee, and then AA Jackson, Mississippi.
Were you second-guessing your choice to play baseball when you were in Kingsport, Tennessee?
I was second-guessing the whole thing.
Yeah.
I was. But I was just thankful that I did get out of San Diego.
Yeah. What if you would have been at a stadium like the one you saw last night?
He hasn't seen it yet.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Oh, no.
I am going to see it.
Oh, you didn't go last night?
No. As a matter of fact, we made something up just now. I'm coming when you guys come back off the road.
Yep. And I'll tell you what, you're going to come see the ballpark, and it's funny. Players would complain about like the facilities or the food, and the answer coaches always give is like, "Well, play better, get called up, right?"
Yeah.
Stadium now, it's like. It's nicer than some big league stadiums.
I've been to, like I said, I've been to the AA Stadium for the Mets. The what do they call them? The
Binghamton.
Binghamton.
That's a nice.
And that stadium was beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, beautiful. I couldn't believe it. I wish we could have played in something like that
in the middle of nowhere. But
minor league, minor league field, boy, it was just dusty. Uniforms was
weeds in the outfield,
everything.
Yeah,
tumbleweeds going across. But it was real nice.
You played on 8 different major league teams. Where you obviously won the World Series with the Mets. You won a National League MVP with the Giants. Where was your favorite place to play? Where did you enjoy it the most?
I love San Francisco.
What about it?
It was just just close to home, but New York is where my heart was. But I never thought I was going to leave that place. After playing there.
What was it like getting traded?
I got traded to San Diego.
Oh,
I was at home.
You're trying to get out of San Diego.
Yeah, and I was trying to get out of San Diego.
Yeah. Yep.
And I was there for 2.5 months and was traded. Larry Boyle. We didn't get along.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
You're not the first person not to get along with Larry Boyle, by the way.
And I'm the type of person who's not going to bite my tongue. So.
Yeah.
But
any dust up with Larry that you can share?
It wasn't me. He jumped on. He tried to jump on Stanley Jefferson the first 2 days of the game against Pittsburgh, and me personally, I came over with Sean Abner and Stanley Jefferson for Kevin McReynolds.
Mm-hmm.
And we just lost a game against the Pirates 7-5. They came back and beat us. So me and Gary Templeton was sitting on the bench, and Stanley Jefferson. And he was smiling. Stanley Jefferson always had a smile on his face. He never was angry about nothing. So all of a sudden, Larry Boyle looked over to the right and saw Stanley Jefferson smiling. As soon as we got in the dugout, he rushed him.
No.
Pinned him up in the locker room, and didn't know Stanley Jefferson was an All-American wrestler.
Uh-oh. Bad guy to rush.
So I hate to say this, but then Tony Gwynn ran over there and grabbed Stanley Jefferson. I closed-hanged Tony Gwynn in the neck.
Oh, no.
Because I came over with these guys, so I don't,
These are my guys.
Yeah, it's my guys I came over with. But there's 2 men fighting. This man started that fight. Let him get choked out by Stanley Jefferson. You didn't have to help, but Tony Gwynn can't apologize to me.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, he probably was.
He said, "You're right, Mitch. You know, I shouldn't have never went over there."
Yeah.
You know, because that man rushed that man in that locker.
Wow. Larry
But
Boyd.
me and Larry Boyd never got along.
Yeah, there's a long line.
Yeah,
people who get there.
You're not the only name on that list.
When you San Francisco, I got to ask, because watching as a kid, Vin would always talk about the candlestick and the wind and everything else and the throwing batteries. Did you ever see anybody throw batteries?
I got batteries threw at me in Chicago. The little square ones. That's the only time I've ever got
Comiskey or Wrigley?
No, Wrigley.
Okay.
Wrigley.
Yeah. Okay.
They were hammered, that's why.
Oh, they was batteries. But if you respond to them, then you're going to get more. So you go in and tell security to come in.
All right.
I mean, the batteries hurt when they hit you in the back.
The little square ones,
and,
the 9 volt.
and quarters.
Quarters? Oh, really?
Yeah, my whole glove was full of quarters.
You pick them up.
You don't want to respond to them in Chicago.
That's hilarious.
Day games, because they're loaded out there.
Oh, man, they the batteries.
But you like the stick, huh?
I like Candlestick.
He's on the Wall of Fame up
Let
there.
me tell you something.
Won the MVP.
Willie Mays always taught me where to hit the ball.
Oh, that helps.
Hit 24 home runs in Candlestick to right field. There's a wind tunnel there. I mean, I saw Andre Dawson crush 3 balls one year, and I camped out there.
Yeah, just fly
Matt
balls
Williams
left.
used to tear up the toilets because he's crushed the ball and it didn't go out.
So is that an easier job? Obviously, major league player, you can manipulate the bat path and everything else, but to just say, okay, I'm going to start to hit the ball to right field.
You got
easy
to.
adjustment.
You got to.
Yeah,
you have to.
Just let it get a little deeper.
You have to. You have to work on trying to hit the ball to right field,
Yeah.
even in batting practice. You have to, because left field you don't got nothing coming, nothing.
Alan, how important is it that, you know, when you have younger guys that are learning their trade, to have older players, veteran players, guys with success, be a part of that and explain things like Kevin just said about how to hit the ball to right field, work on it in batting practice.
And, you know, Kevin will know this, but what happens a lot of times, you'll get like a bunch of veterans that'll come in, and you just mentioned earlier the thrill. So I was up in Eugene, and Will would come in all the time, right? And he'd come in and talk to the guys. And it's really important for the guys to see, like, a vet come up and talk. And they've seen him at spring training and whatnot, and it's really important for them to see it. But it's funny how, like, some of the kids had no idea who the thrill was when he came in. And I'm like,
That's how this era is, that millennium. That's how it is. The younger kids don't know who he is, but the parents know.
The parents know who he is, and the parents got it. Oh, they got jacked knowing that he was there. But it's really important for them to come in. But you're seeing a lot of younger players come in, and you're seeing a lot of younger coaches too.
Yeah.
Coaches that are trying to connect with the players. So you know, Jared Walker, who was our hitting coach in Eugene, he never made it to the big leagues. We got to AAA, and he was, you know, he called it at like 26, 27. 28-year-old guy. Now he's a hitting coach at High A for the Giants, and now he's the hitting coordinator for the Texas Rangers, but connects well with the kids.
I'll tell you a story. One year I was with Dusty. I came down to watch him play when he was with the Nationals, when he was managing with the Nationals. And he asked me, he said, what do you think was going on with Bryce Harper? I said, well, I watch TV. He's pulling off the ball a lot. You know, he's not hitting the ball to left field. So Jock Jones was one of the hitting coach there. So what I told Jock, got into an argument with him in the clubhouse. I said, Jock, let me tell you something. You got to earn respect to get respect from this man. You a 209 hitter, lifetime hitter. What you going to tell this guy? What are you going to tell him? You can't. These younger kids ain't got no respect for us older guys. They don't know who you are. So what are you going to tell him?
There's a lot of truth to that. There's a lot of truth there. You see it, but I mean, there's a lot of kids that are just super hungry. They do have the respect, but you do see a lot of that.
Yeah, but you know, some of these kids are real hungry. They want to play.
Jock Jones hit a home run off of me at Dato Field at SC.
Still
I'm
going?
just saying I respect Jock Jones because he took me into the parking lot over the right field wall at USC.
Was that hard or easy?
It was easy for him. It was hard for me. Yeah, I couldn't get the guy out.
Did you throw him a gimme ball?
All I know is I see him coming. Obviously, you know the guys in the area and all this stuff. I'm like, all right, I know this guy. And then, boop, halfway up that parking lot, they changed the field. Now it's the other direction.
Oh no, Jock is from my hometown. He's
San Diego.
One of my players. Him and Adam Jones.
Yeah.
And
good dude, Adam.
They was younger kids than us, you know. And I respect Jock a lot. I love him a lot, man. And you know what he's doing. And he did play the game right, you know. You know, he's still doing his thing with Dusty. Still, he was on that the WBC.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're listening to KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station. We're here with Kevin Mitchell, the 1989 National League MVP, and Alan Benavides, who is the general manager of the Dodgers' newest minor league affiliate, the Ontario Tower Buzzers. And Alan, you mentioned that you are in charge of the business side of the Tower Buzzer. So I don't know if this is a business-related opportunity or whatever it is, but we were talking when right before my show starts and right after Mason and Ireland ends, we do a little crosstalk between the two shows. And Steve Mason worked for the Toledo Mud Hens for a period of time, and he was talking about calling minor league baseball. It was always my dream to call professional baseball as well. Who do I talk to get me and Mason in the booth for a Tower Buzzers game?
Let's do it.
All right. All right.
Let's do it. All right. Let's do it. Let's do a game.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I'll make it happen.
I want to. We can do the shows out there. We can come out there and make it happen. But
you got to fix it, though, because Mason's only going to do 3 innings. He's not doing
great.
9.
That leaves 6
He's
for
not
me.
doing 9. Make him do the last 3. He has to do the last 3.
Yeah,
for Mason.
We could split it all the way. We were talking with Daryl and Eric earlier. They were talking about how Vin Scully was a big part of their life. Obviously, they grew up in Los Angeles. You grew up in San Diego. They were telling stories about when Vin Scully interviewed them, when they heard Vin Scully say their name on TV for the first time. It's kind of like a welcome to the major leagues moment. Did you have one where it's like, man, I cannot believe I am in the major leagues?
Yes. I couldn't believe I was leaving San Diego, period.
Yeah.
I had something with Vin Scully, too.
Tell me.
He's always used to come down when we came in, he always used to come down and tell me, Mitch, quit dipping.
Oh, really?
Every time, man. When we show up to the clubhouse, he used to come down here. I'm finna stop you from dipping. Every time.
And he probably looked like $1 million when he was telling you, right?
All the time. All the time. He's dressed to a T, all the time. Always looking good.
You when you get to the major leagues, right? How'd you get the call?
I ended up making the team.
Oh, out of spring training.
Yeah, it's out of spring training one year. I hit like 384 with 5 home runs in spring training. I played straw them that year in spring training. And I ended up making the team as the utility guy.
Okay.
And never played all these positions in my whole career.
Really?
So Davey Johnson comes up to me. He said, how many gloves do you have? I said, I got an outfielder's glove and an infielder's glove. That's it. He said, I want you to have every glove on the field. And that's when Gary Carter gave me the nickname World.
It's been a real treat. We're talking with Alan Benavides and Kevin Mitchell. Guys, thank you so much for talking with us. Thank you so much for spending time with us. It was a real pleasure. And, Alan, we need to make sure that we get this hammered out because I'm coming to the Tower Buzzers. I want to call a few innings, if not more.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I also have a really quick question because people have been blowing me up asking where exactly do they buy buzzer tickets?
TowerBuzzers.com.
There you go.
That's easy.
Pretty simple.
That's easy.
Yeah, TowerBuzzers.com. You know he's going to be at the ballpark tonight. Buddy Black. I know you're talking.
Where is he?
He was at the ballpark last night. I think he's coming again. He's with the Padres, a special assistant. He was at the ballpark last night.
Okay. I heard he was working for the Padres again.
Yeah. So he's a special assistant. He was at the ballpark last night with Josh Stein.
Well, hopefully I get to come to the game next week when you guys come back around to town.
Open invitation.
I've already got an invitation of a box seat.
I
know
know
somebody. You up in the suite?
Yeah, I know somebody.
Sweet.
Yeah.
You got a guy.
I know somebody.
Yeah. So I'm definitely coming.
You're basically a season ticket holder at this point, Mitch.
Oh, no doubt.
You're right down the road, man. Come on.
That ain't no doubt. I'm a season ticket holder.
Just every now and then,
bring baseball.
Bring the ring every now and then. You know?
Huh?
Bring the ring every now and then when you're in the suite.
Yeah. I want to see the ring.
Little meet and greet.
Oh, you want to see my ring?
Yeah.
Man, you're going to have me lose stuff, man.
Give it to your guy.
Who?
Give it to one of your
He'll
guys.
lose stuff. He don't wear rings either.
Oh, man.
Guys, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Beto is in for DeMarco. We'll come back. We'll talk a little bit about what the Lakers have going on right now. Some terrible news about Luka Doncic and his hamstring injury. He is out indefinitely. What does that do for the end of the season? What does that do for the playoff push? It's all coming up here live from Legends Attic in Claremont. Beto's in for DeMarco on ESPN LA.
If relaxation were a job, I'd be Employee of the Month. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Eddie Griffin brings a laugh riot of raw, unfiltered hilarity exclusively to Morongo, April 17th.
Number 2.
Easter brunch at the marketplace. We'll have you hopping back for seconds, thirds, and fourths.
And the number 1 reason.
Our Thursday Poolside Tribute Band concert series continues. Urban Legend, playing the songs of Keith Urban, April 9th.
Morongo, good times.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you can put your sports IQ to work on the games you know best. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. Buy or sell your predictions all game long. Trade every play with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Did you know that Children's Hospital Los Angeles isn't just a local favorite? They're ranked one of the best pediatric hospitals in the country by U.S. News and World Report. With nearly 17,000 surgeries a year, they handle more complex procedures than any other hospital in Southern California. That's major league expertise, right in our backyard. So when it comes to your child's health, count on the pros at the top of their game. To learn more, visit chla.org.
Evan Cohen here. Game day brings the excitement. Your stay should feel just as memorable. With Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA and U.S. Soccer, you're connected to a portfolio of brands designed for how you travel. Some offer complimentary breakfast, others give you room to spread out, space to stay productive, or extended stay comforts. So whether you're a traveling fan or part of the team, Marriott Bonvoy celebrates the moments that live on before and after the game. Marriott Bonvoy, where game day checks in.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
John Ireland here. You want a vodka that's championship caliber? Look for Blue Ice Vodka at Ralph's, America's largest potato vodka. Double gold rated, just 64 calories an ounce. Classic, huckleberry, or double espresso. Blue Ice Vodka. Vodka with standards.
Change is in the air at LAX. Los Angeles International Airport's automated people mover trains are rolling soon as part of LAX's ongoing investments in improving your travel journey. The new trains will quickly move guests between all terminals. The new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, and economy parking in 10 minutes or less. Departing every 2 minutes, they'll help approximately 30 million passengers per year. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN. That's lawa.org/ESPN.
Los Angeles, your chance to win an Aston Martin is waiting for you at Hard Rock Casino Tajon. Unity by Hard Rock members can receive entries on Thursdays and Saturdays in April for a chance to win a 2026 Aston Martin. Not a member yet? Signing up is easy. Visit casino.hardrock.com/Tajon. That's casino.hardrock.com/Tajon. Or download the Unity by Hard Rock app. Hard Rock Casino Tajon. The easiest drive from downtown LA. Details at casino.hardrock.com/Tajon.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNLAcontests.com. That's ESPNLAcontests.com. This is the afternoon show with DeMarco and Travis.
They told me you used to be hip, Trev.
Used to be?
Yeah,
what do you mean?
They said, like sweet tea. Used to be hip. Like you can get down.
Afternoons with DeMarco and Travis rolls on.
I'm pretty comfortable wherever I need to be comfortable.
There you go. You should take him to the club.
Back to the guys.
Well, Beto, you think that's the spot for me?
Which club? The Turkey Club?
Like the golf course club, the clubhouse. Anything with bright lights and thumping music, it's not my spot.
The Studio 54?
No. Hole 54, maybe.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
You're crushing it. No, you would be all right at the club. You'd be all right at Vegas.
You know what's funny? Even as a younger man, never my jam. Never.
Well, when you go to Santa Barbara as a baseball player,
yeah,
you don't need to go to a club after that.
Well, I like house parties.
Yes.
That's more my style.
Yes, we do, especially Halloween.
I did like those.
Yes,
I did like those. Let's do a little Pachanga pick of the week. Let's kind of make it the Dodger game that's coming up tomorrow. We saw them absolutely blow out the Washington Nats today, and you know you were teasing me a little bit earlier, and not that anybody was legitimately worried about that, but you just see what they look like when Ohtani homered, Betts homered, Freeman homered, Pages homered, Kyle Tucker hit his first home run as a member of the LA Dodgers. When they swing the bats even a little, they're going to be virtually impossible to beat.
They are going to be the favorite. There's a reason they're a plus favorite in Vegas for the odds to win the World Series. But I was listening to the game driving up here with Steven Nelson and Rick Monday and just talking about how the bats came alive. They're going to. This is the part of the season where the pitchers are usually ahead, and then you go find a team like Washington that has AAA pitchers that you're going to see in this series. And I think the guy that's pitching tomorrow is the guy who's giving up has an 11 ERA.
Yeah, the guy that pitched today has a 16 ERA.
Oh boy, yeah.
Well, after today, Miles Mikolas,
that's who threw.
They left him in there to give up 10 runs.
Oh, he wore it.
Why are you making a guy wear it in Game 7 of the season? It doesn't make any sense to me.
I was expecting like a relief pitcher to a position player to be the one going.
He gave up 10 of the 13 runs.
Wow.
Yeah, he got absolutely
They're
blown
be fine.
up. That is your Pechanga pick of the week. Pechanga Resort Casino is giving away a brand new house. Home Sweet Win is back. Use your Pechanga Rewards card to earn entries. Visit Pechanga.com for complete details. So right when we started Crosstalk Beto, the news broke that Luka Doncic has a grade 2 hamstring injury.
So we're going back, huh? Yeah, I guess we got to do the news. Got to do the news.
Is that a wrap? I mean, is that
yes.
just – It's such a drag to have to say it like that, but it's Luka Doncic who is playing at a level like a 12 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's not around, I mean, everything changes instantly, and it's all for the worse.
The Lakers were 15-2 in the month of March because of Luka Doncic. Now he's going to have that grade 2 hamstring strain, which essentially is going to be 4 to 6 weeks for a normal person. I mean, it could be Luka maybe come back a little bit sooner. You can give him all the treatment, all the rehab, whatever you could do. But at the end of the day, a hamstring, you cannot run on it if it's pulled like that. So it's first round is probably not going to happen for him. If you're looking at the timetable of where the Lakers are going to play, the first round is going to start, I think, April 18th will be the first round of the NBA playoffs because the week before that is the play-in tournament. So luckily the Lakers are not in the play-in tournament, but right now they're in the third spot. You don't know where they're going to fall to. They have Oklahoma City they got to take on. Golden State is a team that they're always going to battle with. And even the Utah game, I know Utah's not trying to win.
Right.
Because Utah gets to the fourth quarter and then they sit their starters.
Right.
But they played the Lakers tough. And you just never know. LeBron is now going to have to go from – LeBron had his lowest – usage rate of his career in the month of March.
Oh, well, good thing.
And his efficiency was out of control. Now he's going to have to step up more, which is perfectly fine for LeBron. He has no problem doing this. My concern is going to be where's Austin Reeves going to do this because Austin Reeves has been slow in the first halves a lot. And because they've been winning and because Luka's been on fire in the first quarters, you don't notice that Austin Reeves is going 0 for 5 or 1 for 7 in the first half. There was a couple games ago where he didn't score in the first half
He had
at
4
all.
turnovers in the first quarter.
That's another thing because now teams know that, hey, blitz him. Who's going to be your ball handler? Yesterday, Bronny James was in there in that second quarter and committed how many turnovers in a minute span? The Lakers don't have that ball handler in there. So it's going to be a completely different team, and they're going to be a team that you're wondering what the heck are they right now.
Do you think there's a better matchup? Like, assume let's put some parameters on this. Let's assume that for the first round, no Luka, just he's unavailable, which is the most likely outcome.
Yeah.
That I agree with you that the fact that LeBron was being used at a rate that was far less than what he's used to, maybe there's a little more fuel in that tank for whatever's about to happen, and he can kind of summon the best version of LeBron James. Not impossible.
Great, but what about everybody else? Right. John Drayton had 0 rebounds yesterday.
What about everyone else? What is the best draw? Is it to stay in that 3 and get Minnesota potentially? Is it to fall to the 4 and maybe get Houston? Those obviously can change a little bit, but does it matter? Are they still behind the 8 ball no matter who they're playing?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's the matchups were going to be the favorable because it's who can Luka exploit. And right now it's just get hopefully you get a first round home series. But it looks like that's going to be going away because through 3 through 6 it's so damn tight, and then the Lakers are going to lose.
I'd be surprised if they fell all the way to the 5. I know they've got a 2-game lead with 5 games to go, and it might even be a 3 over Houston. They're going to beat Dallas tomorrow. I think because Dallas doesn't want to win the game.
That's their only reason.
Yeah, Dallas is short of literally forfeiting the game. They're going to do everything they can to not win the game. Utah is a team that I think they will probably beat, even if no Luka Doncic. If it's Reeves and LeBron, I think those 2 wins, that basically means that who's ever chasing them, Houston is in the 4 right now, they almost have to run the table at that point. I just don't think that's going to happen.
So Denver, who's right behind the
Denver
Lakers,
might catch them.
Oh, Denver will.
Yeah.
Denver's a game behind the Lakers. They've won 7 in a row.
Yeah.
They're playing excellent basketball.
Game behind the Lakers, but they got to win it outright. They
Correct.
lose the tiebreaker.
The good thing is the Lakers have the tiebreaker over all three of those teams. So essentially, a game lead is really 2. 2 game leads is really 3. So, but I can see the Lakers being the 4th spot, and it doesn't matter who they take on. It's going to be, hey, DeAndre Ayton, I know you're only making $8 million. Step it up. You need to have that double-double game. Jackson Hayes been playing good in Spurs. I like the way that Jake LaRiva's playing excellent defense for the Lakers lately. So they have the pieces, but when you lose a superstar who's probably going to end up 3rd in the MVP voting, that is the big dagger. So I'm not even looking at Cinco de Mayo weekend.
I wonder if what we've seen, and not just because last night was bad for him, because last night was bad for pretty much the entire Laker roster.
Yeah.
But any second thoughts at all about giving Austin Reeves the bag at the end of this year?
The question with Austin Reeves is always going to be, he's going to get paid, right? Absolutely going to get paid.
Yep.
Is he worth that? It's what the going rate is going for a player like Austin Reeves.
Yep.
And I'm not going to be mad at him for getting that much money. If the Lakers are going to offer it to him, great, because he and Luka have become the BFF buddy cop here.
Yep.
Right? They're fantastic together off the court. You see how they go after it. Look, that altercation yesterday with the fan who was making fun of Luka and who's the one that stepped up right away was Austin Reeves in that guy's face.
Yeah.
Yes, the Lakers have a superstar in LeBron James, but he's 41. Austin Reeves is a star in the league, but he's not a superstar. Is he going to be the one that carries you? No, and teams know how to go after Austin Reeves. We've seen it in the playoffs where teams know how to game plan for Austin Reeves. So can LeBron and Austin Reeves carry you?
Maybe.
To a point.
Maybe.
Can they carry you to the Western Conference Finals? No.
No.
You need Luka Doncic. So, yes, LeBron is a superstar, but he's not what the team is completely different than the last couple months because of the way that they've been playing. Now you have to revert back to where they were before Luka showed up.
With Luka, and maybe this can be true again next year. With Luka will heal obviously, and he'll come back and it'll be Luka all over again. But Austin Reeves as the second best player on a championship team, like I think that's and I agree with you. I think he's going to get his money, whether it's from the Lakers or somebody else. The money's coming, and that's just the price of a player like that. But seeing the gap between what Oklahoma City was throwing out there last night. And this is pre-injury. This is just and I get it. The Lakers were really lousy last night. Oklahoma City's the best team in the league. But we were talking about the 15-2 month, the fact that hey, we expect them to win in the opening round. We think that maybe if it breaks quite right, they might be able to find a way to hang with San Antonio in the second round. And then you saw what the best team in the league looks like, and they were miles apart.
And you also see a team that's organization top to bottom from the front office and the president are all locked in. They do not miss on coaches. They do not miss on scouting. They do not miss on draft picks. They do not miss on trades. Jared McCain, who was excellent as a rookie, and then just wasn't that good this year because of injuries with Philadelphia. Jared McCain was picked up for a draft pick from Philadelphia.
Right.
And he is a fantastic player right now for OKC. They don't miss out. This is where a Hood Schifino draft hurts you. A Dalton Connect missing hurts you. The ability to have this is where those kind of moves are really coming to light right now because the Lakers don't have that depth.
They do not, and I think we can go back and talk about this. We still have to do Race to the Crown as well, but I think it changes not just what happens between now and whenever they get eliminated from the playoffs, but I'm not so sure it doesn't change what happens at the end of the year entirely as well. We'll get into that coming up in just a little bit, but let me ask you this. Do you want to go to the JM Eagle LA Championship and see Ron the Caddy carrying a bag out there? You call 877-710-ESPN right now, 877-710-3776, and caller number 7 and caller number 10 will win a 4-pack of general admission tickets. Tickets are valid any day, Thursday through Sunday, so don't miss your chance to catch the action live only with ESPN LA, and Ron the Caddy will be on a Norwegian LPGA Tour players bag for
Celine Borges.
What's her name? Celine Borges. I'm Team Celine Borges
Let's go.
heading into the J. We got to see if we can get Celine Borges on the show on the day that we're out there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, we're making that
That
happen.
might be. I think Sue is going to be. You coming out that day?
I might be on Ron's bag.
Ron's going to need a little.
The caddy has a caddy.
The way. Laura, you know what we need to do? This is what we're going to do when we come back. I know we got Race to Ground. I want to hear about your debut at the Tower Buzzers show today. We've been so busy out here.
She got a new job.
I have not heard about your debut out there.
Good that she got Versace glasses. They're paying good over there.
Okay, first of all, I've had these already.
Are they bootleg or are they legit?
No, they're legit.
Oh. Okay.
But I got them half off. Shout out to Disney.
Wow.
All right. Nice work.
I want to be a producer. You guys get paid a lot.
Well, she's the on-field
I got 3
host.
jobs, bro.
I got 9, and I don't even have those.
Yeah, you know, just saying.
I got 9 jobs, and I have Amazon glasses.
Those are the best ones.
Yes.
Those, because how often do you lose them?
2
All
for
the
1.
time.
2 for yeah. The quickest way to never lose a pair of sunglasses: buy $5 ones from the gas station. You'll never lose them the rest of your life.
Hey, don't worry, the Gucci ones are in the car.
There you go. There you go. We'll come back. We'll do all of that. It's coming up. Beto's in for DeMarco. It's DeMarco and Travis, ESPN LA.
Don't miss the countdown to kickoff. Presented by BMO, official bank of LAFC.
On the next countdown to kickoff presented by BMO, I go one-on-one with LAFC midfielder Mark Delgado to break down the hot start for the black and gold. We'll look ahead to LAFC versus Orlando City, plus reaction to the biggest matches from the recent international window, including the U.S. men's national team, Mexico, and more. Join me tomorrow at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
BMO presents Countdown to Kickoff, hosted by Mario Ruiz on ESPN LA.
This Easter, make what you're serving to your family and friends the easiest part of your day. Hi, it's Sue Cravens, and at Wild Fork, you'll find premium meats like a boneless Berkshire smoked ham, a French lamb rib, or North Atlantic lobster tails at prices that just make sense. There's no guesswork with Wild Fork, no last-minute stress, just incredible flavor, ready when you are. Every cut is carefully sourced and frozen at peak freshness. Your Easter hunt for restaurant-quality meats starts at Wild Fork. So this Easter, skip the chaos and keep the tradition. Wild Fork, the freshest Easter feast for every budget.
The Loan Exchange is proud to introduce the Free Closer, a jumbo 30-year fixed loan up to $3 million. With no closing costs, you could save around $40,000 in fees like points and appraisals that many lenders charge on a $2 million loan. Today's 30-year Free Closer rate is 5.875% rate and APR. That makes refinancing simple. The only question is whether it lowers your payment without increasing your balance. And if rates drop again, you can do it again and save even more. Today's 30-year free closer rate is 5.875% rate and APR. If your mortgage rate is over 6%, it's a total no-brainer. Why pay to close a loan when you can exchange it for free at theloanexchange.com? NMLS 1637539. Loan subject to credit approval. See website for licensing information, loan terms and conditions. Equal housing lender. That's theloanexchange.com. Theloanexchange.com to exchange higher payments for lower ones.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. It's springtime in SoCal, and if you're still on those same old floors, make a power move with Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. Millions of in-stock options. Hardwood, laminate, waterproof vinyl, carpet, even turf. No waiting on spring sales, just true wholesale pricing every single day. Extra savings for first responders, military, and veterans, plus price match. Hit the showroom right off the 5 freeway or check them out at HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. No games, no gimmicks, because no spring sale beats wholesale.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
So it was the fourth quarter and we're down by 5. Sweat pouring down my face. Suddenly it hit me. If only I could wrap part of the towel around my forehead. And that's how I became the first basketball player to wear a headband.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Evan Cohen here. Game day brings the excitement. Your stay should feel just as memorable. With Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA and U.S. Soccer, you're connected to a portfolio of brands designed for how you travel. Some offer complimentary breakfast, others give you room to spread out, space to stay productive, or extended stay comforts. So whether you're a traveling fan or part of the team, Marriott Bonvoy celebrates the moments that live on before and after the game. Marriott Bonvoy, where game day checks in.
It's time for Race to the Crown right now on the DeMarco and Travis Afternoon Show. Race to the Crown is driven by Rotolo Chevrolet, California's #1 Chevy dealer 13 straight years. Huge inventory, outstanding service. Rotolo takes pride in doing it right. Rotolo Chevrolet, #1 for a reason. Time for Race to the Crown right now.
A little executive decision here on Race to the Crown. Instead of typically doing it the way that we do it with a little draft, I want to make it a race to recap Laura Romo's maiden voyage as the on-field host. Is that what we're calling it?
Yes.
On-field host of the Ontario Tower Buzzers. You said you weren't super nervous going into it yesterday, but when you got on the field, the game starts. Take me through it.
No, so I was really nervous.
You were?
Yes, I was really nervous yesterday. Everybody's like, calm down. You're going to do fine.
Well, real quick, have you ever done that before?
I've hosted clubs, okay? We've all been to DV8 or like,
Okay.
Margarita Jones type of thing. But, or when I used to do music radio, you have to host or do things like that, but never a sporting event. So, which Alan knew. And I was like, you know what? We're just going to do it. So super nervous. And, you're in the dugout and you're like, all right, one out, and they're like, oh, wait, not your inning. Like you're so good. Okay, 3 outs. And we're like, oh, it's happening. And you just go. And honestly, once you're there, I can talk.
What was the first thing they had you do?
So it's kind of like Build-A-Burger.
Okay.
So you have 2, so I call them sexy buns. So we get 4 sexy buns. And the first bun grabs the meat, goes, flops, and then the next bun grabs the one ingredient at a time. And then they have to belly flop.
And stack on top of each other?
So, you stack each ingredient, and then the last person belly flop. So, I remember I was like, just Superman. And I was like, oh, kids in here, we can't say that. So,
why can't you say Superman?
Superman, that. It's a whole thing, Trav. It's a whole
Superman, the comic book character? I think
No.
I don't think the kids are going to think what you're thinking if they're 8 years old.
Yeah, but it's a dirty song. It's a whole thing.
No, I get it.
Yeah, okay.
If you say it to an 8-year-old, they don't know the song.
Oh,
You're
they know.
fine.
They know.
They know.
I think they know.
Just like you're saying the minor leaguers, they grow up fast. The kids grow up fast.
They
You
do.
say Superman to a kid, you're going to be fine.
So I was
You're
like,
fine.
Superman. I was like, oh, no, I can't do that.
Good
so,
move. Always on the side of caution.
Yes.
Always on the side of caution.
But it
What
is
does Batman mean?
Abuelita.
Spider-Man.
You know what
Abuelita.
I mean? Spider-Man. I mean, one of my guys that did we have a Morongo, game, and I'm like, bro, you went like a little spider. He went too quick. So it's super fun. It's a lot of fun games, and people get really into it. And I had never been in an environment like that before, so it was really different for me, but it was super fun. And the team, not just because we had Alan right now, but everybody's so plugged in and so locked in to making this such a great experience for everybody that shows up. And that's for me, just like with this show, right? Like our goal is, if we have fun, people have fun listening to us. So if we have fun, if I'm having fun out there with how I'm creating, how we're doing the games or whatever, everybody there is having fun. So, one of my favorite things too is a dance off with Maverick, because Maverick, their mascot, is amazing. Like, amazing. And, having the kids plug in and interact and just understanding that you're building that fan base from the ground up. I mean, obviously they're affiliated with the Dodgers, so that's an easy one, but now you have these kids that are like, oh, we couldn't go to a Dodger game because it's far. We have school and we can't make it out there to LA. Now I saw people walking when I was leaving. They're literally walking home.
That's nice.
And I was like, that was amazing. So that was really cool.
You know what? I haven't even asked. Did they win?
No.
No?
No. But they
Did you win?
I won because I was
There
there. No, but it was cool because back to Alan's point, there was a point where I was like, oh, we're down. Okay. And people started leaving. And there was a play that we're like, oh, it's 5-7, we're down by 2, and we have 2 men on base, and if we hit, like, you start creating all the scenarios, like, we can actually win.
Yeah.
Mind you, we got our last out when one of the guys was, trying to steal a base, but it didn't matter. Everybody that had fireworks, it was amazing.
It's funny. Like, minor league baseball is not about winning and losing the game. It's about learning how to play the way that the parent club wants you to play.
Yep.
That this is how we do it. This is how we run the bases. This is how we approach our at-bats. These are the counts that we attack. These are the ways that we go at pitchers. Like, if you're, as a fan, you want to come and see who wins and loses these games, but that's not necessarily the goal. They're trying to teach these guys so when they get to the big leagues, they know when they tell you, hey, we're going to bunt the ball to this side, or we're not going to swing at a 2-1 breaking ball, whatever it may be, they have an approach on the organization that goes all the way down to the lowest levels.
And it's crazy. All of us here are Dodger fans, right? Especially the 3 of us here. We're huge Dodger fans. And okay, whatever.
You and me.
Whoever pays me, I'm their fan. Go
Trav
Lakers.
and I are Dodger fans. And going to Dodger.
Beto's for hire.
That's
Yeah,
true.
one more
He's
dollar.
another
Yeah.
Cappy. That's
One
why we
more
get
dollar.
along. But when you go to Dodger Stadium, I always say it's an experience. And
Yep.
people are like, oh, you're getting priced
It
out,
is.
and I
It's
get that.
it's
But
fantastic.
but it's such an experience to go to Dodger Stadium. And I think that the Buzzers are doing such a good job of bringing that atmosphere and that vibe to the IE, where you're getting an experience, when you show up there.
When's your next game?
So I will be on the field tomorrow.
Mañana.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So I'm on the weekend because obviously I love ESPN LA and I do work with you guys, so I can't be there for the full season, but I will be there Saturday and Sunday.
Nice. You get the weekend game.
I get the weekend game.
Nothing like right now it's fun, Laura, but wait till you get July, 110 degrees in Ontario, the Sunday getaway game, and you have a 19-year-old that can't throw strikes. Oh yeah.
Ball 4, ball 8, ball 12, ball
So,
16.
It was crazy because when we were waiting for the dance-off, we had our kids ready to go, and they were like, yeah, I'm going to do this move, right? And we're waiting for the outs. No outs, no outs, no outs, no outs. And these kids are like, are we there? Are we going?
Yeah.
Are we ready? Are we ready?
Nah, that's awesome.
You know what I mean? But it was
Good
fun.
for you, Laura. Congratulations.
So kind of similar to what you're talking about when I used to work for the Angels. And one day, it was the day that I threw out the first pitch before one of the games.
Nice.
And so they also said, bring your family. We'll have the kids do some stuff too. So my youngest son, Michael, who was maybe 5 at the time, he was like the bat boy for a day, which is basically they just give you a little uniform and you stand in the dugout right before the game starts. They take a picture and that's it.
Yeah.
They give you a baseball and maybe somebody will stop, maybe somebody won't. There was like 2 guys that stopped. One of them was Mike Trout. So he got a Trout autograph, and then Trout stops, kind of puts his arm around him. They take a picture. It's the coolest picture ever.
Awesome.
They're both in the Angel dugout and Angel. So Michael got to do that. Bobby, my older son, who was Michael must have been like 7 or 8 because Bobby was like 13 or 14. And he is going to do the thing where you run from the right field line to third base and back. You steal third base.
Oh,
right?
I got a great story about that.
So he's doing it, and just like you were saying, you got the kids and you're queuing them up and they're getting ready to go. So Bobby is with I know they're not called cheerleaders, but like the spirit team. They're these very attractive
Strike Force.
The Strike Force.
They all went to Fullerton.
He's with these very attractive girls, and they're like 18, 19, 20 years old. And Bobby's in the right next to the bullpen down the left field line at Angel Stadium, and he's like, so you guys on Instagram or like what's going on? Like he's throwing it out there. He's 13 years old.
Right.
These girls are 20, and they were
Shoot
loving
your shot,
it.
bro.
They were loving it.
He was acting like a big leaguer.
He was really feeling himself.
awesome.
So he was like, man, this can take as long as I want. I hope we never get in there.
He's like, how many numbers can I get?
Yeah, he was going for it.
Bob, you're cute. You're so cute. Yeah, my dad threw out the first pitch.
Yeah.
You might hear him.
He was all on his own. He's like, so you guys work every game? Or you like, how do I get in touch?
Your dad's Roger Lodge? No.
Did you steal third base?
No. So at Dodger Stadium, they used to have a thing where you could steal the base. You go from first to second, and I connected a buddy of mine to his kid to allow him to get down there. So they picked the kid, and I'm watching it, and the kid running back to first, he stole the bat. You have like 20 seconds.
Right.
He's jamming. He's a football player now, Los Alamitos. Jamming. Buddy's going to get it. Trips on his feet, goes flying. Right before he gets to first base, goes flying through the bag that he's holding, just everything, and EMT had to go get him because he's maybe 8 or 9 at the time, but his elbows are all scratched up. And he's like, I get a call from somebody. Was that your kid? I was like, no, okay, good. He's like,
greatest raspberries in the world. What you would do to get a big league raspberry. Race to the Crown is driven by my friends at Rotolo Chevrolet, California's #1 Chevy dealer, 13 straight years. Huge inventory, outstanding service. Rotolo takes pride in doing it right. Rotolo Chevrolet, #1 for a reason. All right, we're going to come back. We'll do a little shop talk. We'll wrap up the week. Speaking of, Angel Baseball coming up right after us.
Nice.
Beto is here for DeMarco. It is DeMarco and Trav, ESPN LA.
And Laker fans, pull up. Join ESPN LA for a Lakers watch party Tuesday, April 7th at 7 p.m. at Kelsey's Inside Pachanga Resort Casino in Temecula. Watch the game surrounded by fans, enjoy raffles, giveaways, photo ops, and your shot at Laker playoff tickets. Spots are limited, so reserve yours now at ESPNLA.com. Play your perfect combination at Pachanga Resort Casino, the official Native American resort and casino of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Everyone wants to be the Cadbury bunny, because only he brings delicious Cadbury cream eggs. While others may keep trying, no bunny knows Easter better than Cadbury.
Downtown LA is ready.
BMO Stadium is absolutely rocking!
Pre-game gets going tomorrow at 6 p.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
John Ireland here, and before the lights come up at Crypto.com Arena, make your night legendary at Javier's downtown. A SoCal tradition for decades, Javier's is where timeless recipes meet modern elegance. handcrafted margaritas, premium tequila, coastal Mexican flavors, always a part of the celebration. Whether you're courtside or catching a concert, start your evening where LA gathers for that unmistakable Javier's experience. Javier's newest location is just steps from the arena. Javier's downtown. Tradition, taste, and an amazing start to your evening.
Vista Paint is California's original paint company and has been serving pros and homeowners since 1956. Our paints are formulated for lasting performance, beautiful finishes, and made to withstand the weather. Vista Paint, locally made, expertly crafted, always reliable.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your knowledge to work on the events that matter to you. Prediction Markets isn't just sports. It's the Fed rate decision, your favorite award show, and so much more beyond the playing field. Trade events with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Looking for a vodka with standards? Blue Ice delivers. American made from Idaho potatoes, gluten-free, non-GMO, and only 64 calories an ounce. Enjoy the classic Huckleberry with lemonade or award-winning double espresso. Blue Ice vodka, premium taste, nothing extra.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
If you run a home service business, you're probably wondering if your current software is ready to handle that next phase of growth. You're working hard to bring in more revenue, stay on top of marketing, payroll, projects, and more, all while keeping your customers happy. But your software isn't cutting it. If that's the case, it's time to upgrade to Service Titan, the all-in-one solution that scales with you. Find out how the most successful home service contractors are growing today. Visit ServiceTitan.com to learn more. That's ServiceTitan.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a time out to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They're not just window and door experts. They're experts at taking care of you and your home. At Pella, they find the products that meet your needs and their experts install them. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Discover why Pella is a trusted choice for homeowners everywhere. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. That's Pella.com/Eisen.
It's DeMarco Farr and Travis Rogers for your afternoon drive.
One specific request. I don't have to pay attention, care, or try.
Yes. More DeMarco and Travis right now.
LAFC is back at BMO Stadium tomorrow night. Catch the BMO countdown to kickoff at 3 p.m. on ESPN LA 710. Then stick around as LAFC takes on Orlando City SC with pregame coverage starting at 6 p.m. and kickoff at 6:30, streaming live on the ESPN LA app, home of LAFC. I don't know if you remember this or not, Beto, but you and I were in an LAFC game together. We were in the suite together, and that's the first time you called me Migallo.
Oh,
and you had to explain it to me.
Yeah.
So every time I read an LAFC promo, I think of Migallo.
Yeah, because that's the day you learn how to maneuver the right way.
Yeah.
You know, y'all like, oh, just like Eric Davis said about Pete Rose, he's hood.
Yeah.
Do it as me, guy.
Okay, I'll take it.
You're street savvy.
Well, I've heard that about Pete Rose. Eric Davis was on with us earlier. If you haven't heard, if you haven't been listening to us all day long, and he was talking about how Rose got along really well with all the black players, and of course the Reds back in the day with Joe Morgan and Ken Griffey, and obviously Eric Davis and everything else. Like, he was their guy.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you go figure, Mark Schott is the one running the team. and Pete Rose going ahead.
A little different.
It was a great afternoon.
Little different along the way. All right, let's do a little shop talk right here. Happy 65th birthday to Eddie Murphy.
Oh, party all the time. Party all the time.
Eddie looks great for 65. Did you watch the Eddie doc on Netflix?
That's what happens when you don't drink and you live a straight arrow life. Right?
Really straight arrow.
Yeah, a little too much.
Yeah, no, he's a really fascinating guy.
It was interesting how much money he has, the way he invested, the way he took care of everybody, and just the process to go. I didn't know he was that young on SNL.
19. Wow. He was 19, and he was the mega star of the show. Of all the things in that Eddie doc, the thing that made me go, no blanking way, is that he sits around that giant house of his watching ridiculousness on MTV.
Yeah,
that's his favorite show. Eddie Murphy's favorite show is hilarious. Happy 68th birthday to Alec Baldwin. You have a favorite Alec Baldwin movie, Beto?
A, B, C. I tell that to Kobe Walsh all the time. Kobe, do something. Coffee's for closers, Kobe.
Always be closing.
Always.
That's his only scene in the whole movie.
That's all you need.
I know. That's you think of that movie. We're talking Glengarry Glen Ross. Like, you think Alec Baldwin first. That's his only scene in the movie. And that scene's, 3.5 minutes long?
Powerful.
It's incredibly powerful. It is World Marbles Day. Were you ever a marbles guy, Beto?
Nah, but in Spanish, it's called canicas.
Say the game?
Yeah, canicas.
Did you ever play canicas?
A little bit. That was before my time, though.
Yeah.
It really was.
Marbles feels like something from the 1930s.
Yeah.
Like
old-timey, like Mason and Ireland played it, right?
Like you draw the little chalk circle and you sit there and you fire them across. I never played marbles a day in my life.
No need for that.
National Chocolate Mousse Day.
Oh, yeah.
You're a fan?
I like chocolate mousse because at Sizzler, they used to have it.
Oh, they had it in that big tub at the salad bar. I forgot. Ugh.
We used to go to Sizzler like every quarter, like after church.
Okay.
And that's when it was like, okay, there was good money this month, right? So we go to Sizzler. You're like, we going to Sizzler. And I was like, ooh, chocolate mousse? Yeah.
It was right next to that bowl of green Jell-O.
Whatever that was.
Yeah, that green cloudy.
Purple and gold-blooded. The Lake Show play here.
Sunday, deep in the heart of Texas, the Purple and Gold hit the road for a Western Conference battle in the Lone Star State.
Lucas still dribbling down the middle all the way, got to the rim, reverse layup good. He's making it look easy.
Lakers, Mavericks from Dallas. Coverage begins Sunday at 3 p.m.
Every dribble, every dunk. This is the home of the Lakers. 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
One of LA's best kept secrets in the heart of Los Angeles, East Central Hotel offers effortless accommodations and unparalleled accessibility. The East Central Hotel is for everyone looking for entertainment with their trendy, spacious rooms, a renovated gym, and a patio lounge for breakfast, dinner, and drinks. Stop by their incredible Nixo Lounge before your next event at LA Live. Book your stay at eastcentralhotel.com or call 213-748-1291 today at Entertainment's official address.
Los Angeles, if you missed out on any action this past season, don't make the same mistake. Secure your spot in the Rams house for 2026. Watch every home game next year with big-time matchups against the Bills, Chiefs, Cowboys, and Packers. In addition, enjoy home playoff tickets